I'm so excited.
When did the AC turn on?
Superstar.
Oh, awesome.
I'll go do it.
Today is also, I'm gonna bring up my escrow cuties over here. Gladys, Amber, come on up. Yeah.
Where are we going?
Look how cute she
Yeah.
is. Both of them. But look, we have, why are you wearing Halloween stuff today? It's Wish Wednesday. So just so you guys know, as you guys know, we're in business with hands down the best escrow officer in the planet, period. Is Gladys? Yeah. Woo. Hands down, period. Okay? And she brings that Latina flair too to the table, you know? And we have those of you that haven't had the opportunity to meet the amazing, experienced, really knowledgeable Ms. Amber. She's actually she's an escrow officer badass in training. Okay? Yeah, that's her. So give her a welcome to KW the Nation, guys.
Find out what Wednesday is. What do you do?
Okay, so stop by every Wednesday this month, and you can grab a little candy bag that's on the desk. We're also going to be doing a candy counting contest this month. So if you notice, there's a skull. I didn't bring it with me, but it's your chance to just stop by, say hi, check our office out. It's a skull that has candy corn in it. So if you could come by and just guess, give us a number count, we'll just write your name on a paper. And then I believe that they have the trumpet.
2 seats up here, y'all.
So there we will pick the winner, and then there will be a prize. So please participate, please come in and check it out.
Remember, Halloween is my favorite holiday. I know most people like Christmas. That's why you'll see me in a costume all month, okay? So yeah, don't forget, we also have our potluck. Next Tuesday, we have a Halloween potluck. Dress up in a costume.
Or wear your team colors for your ALC.
Yeah, our LC rapper, dress up, and then do your favorite dish. We're gonna have some fun and eat some food, okay? Let's give, and remember, when we support escrow, you support the office. Please, see you at Lago Escrow. Awesome. Okay,
Start passing it.
I'll go escrow actually saved my client a big seller, like about $25,000 in taxes. Because they felt the tax loophole that they would use for what they didn't have to, you know, they didn't have to actually pay taxes on the capital gains. So they really go above and beyond that.
yes, thank you. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Okay, so we're going to do some housekeeping, please. So those of you, we have, if you are a guest, if you're not a KW the Nation agent, stand up, please. If you're not with KW the Nation, stand up. Okay, so I have some friends in the house. Our friend Patty, yes, yes.
Everything.
Yes, and this is my friend Patty.
Well, baby.
And my friend Sarita, I met her when I was a new one. She knows me since I was a brand new agent at KW Corona. And Sarita, what will you tell them? How was my work ethic from day one?
Oh my God, incredible. I mean, she wanted to be next to the big guys all the time.
See?
To learn.
Who you?
Yeah.
I was brand new. And I had $20 in my bank account. Has anybody ever been with only $20 in the bank account?
Yeah.
You know that way? So I said,
$20.
I said, do I hang out with broke people or do I hang out with millionaires? Where do I go? Do what they do. Huh? And I remember I was going out with them hiking, and then one day I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I'm hiking. It's 10 a.m. I haven't got to the office. I was like, I'm hanging out with the rich, spoiled wives. I'm in the wrong club. I need to go hang out with the hustlers because these women, they don't need money. Okay? But it was fun. Well, thank you so much. Housekeeping, those of you that the reminder, the bathroom is over here. Like past the golden door or the key is in the front. Okay? Please turn off your cell phones. Okay, turn off your cell phones.
And then please raise your hand. If you have an empty seat next to you, raise your hand.
Yeah, and then let's get people to sit there.
Usually I want to close that door
and you know our ages, we'll expect about 5 to 7 children in a little bit right now. You know, the usual. Awesome, so today, let me tell you something, today is a very special day, and I want you all to help me celebrate. Tomorrow, October 6th, is actually our team leaders' 2-year anniversary as team leader at Big Up in the Lake. JJ. 2 years, it's been really, really amazing, because I think the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but that's just my opinion. And Bailey is, like, you guys, amazing MCA. We're really honored to be with this. Today you get to learn from some of the best leaders. Let's give them a round of applause. Come on in. Come on in, Filipina Power.
Alright, everybody, so also, we're gonna be doing a lot of interactive activities. I really want to encourage everyone. You're here for yourself, to take time away from your business. Those emails and those phone calls can wait. You're trying to be a successful new year and hopefully it's huge. But give yourself the respect and give us the respect. And just realize, like, Sophia, we have an incredible lead, first of all. I'm not saying I can see my mom, like, everywhere I go, they know who she is. I got invited to a luxury mastermind, a couple of masterminds in life, and everyone knows who Sophia is, that's how lucky we are to have her here, and they're all agents famous. So let's just.
I may be a celebrity.
Respect, we work on our businesses, there's a lot of, I see a lot of our producers in here as well. You guys are not here to waste your time, so we're really here to make sure that we're focused back in on the basics. Because like Sophia says, and we're gonna say it throughout this entire thing, we need to be reminded more than we have to be taught, right? That's why a lot of us still continue to go to these classes that we consider more basic. Because I learned, even from the open house class yesterday that Gabe taught, I picked up some things that I was not doing, and I've been working for KW now almost 7 years. It's kind of crazy. On and off. Okay. But it's kind of interesting. You can always pick up something and learn something. So what we hope to do today is to reset your mind, because mindset is everything, and just teach you guys how to properly set yourself up for success. Because the work that you do right now, this month, you guys, is going to guarantee you get a paycheck if you get a Christmas. It's going to guarantee you get a paycheck in January. So your success in January, starting in the year, and if your kids get an amazing Christmas, starts now. Well, it starts October 1st, like you said.
Yes.
So what you do now really does matter. Reprogramming your mind really does matter. So let's get to it. I'm really excited to have all of you guys here. It's going to be a fun day of learning. And
I think we have lunch coming too, right?
yeah, we have lunch.
Yes.
We have the incredible, who's the lunch sponsor? Laguna Property Manager, right?
Yes, Jennifer's so good. Jennifer's here, so she'll come back later. And just so you guys know, Patricia is my witness. I was in the interim OP at another market center, and they would feed their agents like once a month, every other business meeting. And I'm like, oh my agents are spoiled. They get lunch like they get fed like 2-3 times a week, and then we didn't have lunch last week, and everybody was complaining. I was like, how come there's no food? And I was like, oh, because I said, our staff is spending half their time like running a restaurant around here. Like, instead of helping you grow your business, they're like cleaning up these. Like, I was like, no, we're not feeding these agents anymore. Like, we need to feed their mind, not their belly that much anymore. Okay? And they're all going to die with you.
Y'all are not the only ones going to. Our vendors too, remember that.
Our vendors too.
So remember, relations matter. We're hurting, they're hurting. We can help each other. So we have Tano today who's been teaching. So they feed us, we feed them. You know, we all eat. All right.
All right. So how about we give Bailey the chance to speak, Jay? And you know, that's what happens when an introvert works with 2 extroverts. Imagine for him. Yeah.
Well, that's actually
Yeah. Yeah, you know, numbers people, they're like, hey, keep me away from humans. Okay? Yeah, that's it.
I don't know, who was a farmer hitting with Bailey and us? Happy hour.
All right, guys. We're really excited. Let's get this party started. Thank you for those of you that showed up today. We're really grateful. And who's oh, Mike is there.
How do we move the slide?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Awesome. So this
You
is our agenda for today. I'm going to start giving an economic outlook. my version of economic outlook. Remember, Gary kind of gave a very good one, we will go around the stats. However, as you have to understand that he has to give information that's tailored to the masses. And today, I'm gonna give you Sophia style blunt, straight up what's happening. You like that?
Yeah.
And tell you what's happening with the market, my version of it, and then after I give my economic outlook, then Tana will come in and tie it together with how that affects lending and how we're gonna position everyone in this room. Because I promise you, after you see what I share with you in economic outlook, I promise you that there's no other real estate office in the Inland Empire having this specific conversation. Period. Okay, so you'll see that. Jay's gonna go over the millionaire mindset because mindset is everything. If you don't believe you're gonna succeed, you're not gonna succeed. Like you will never outperform your self-image. For sure. Period. Period. Then I'm gonna go over a game word frame. It's how to pick like one massive goal, and then Bailey's gonna tie it all down and bring it back full circle and actually tell you how to break it down. And you will be walking out of here with a plan on how to win in 2023. Are you in? Yes. All right.
I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna teach you guys navigate the 1 through 5. All right, so you guys will have your whole set with Bailey, so it'll be easier to fill out the 1 through 5 is and explain what that means. Awesome? Awesome, I'm excited, you guys. Let's do it.
Awesome. And hi, Lisa. Hi. Just so you guys know, I have my notes on my phone, so I am not texting anybody. Okay? That's a good reminder. Sometimes you have notes on your phone and you have to, I always tell my clients, hey, listen, I'm gonna be looking at my phone. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not being disrespectful. I just have my notes on my phone. Right? You set that expectation so you don't look like, hey, who's she texting right now? Hey, he must be cute if she's texting during a class. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, you guys. So a couple of things have been happening, okay? And this is important for all of us to understand. So please don't glaze over because this is very critical information. Okay, very critical information that you need to know. So a couple of things happen. And I geek out on this stuff because that's what you guys get to do, to know this, figure this stuff out for you before I get back into it. So in July, the Federal Reserve said that they're gonna work hard to get mortgage-backed securities off their books. Okay, I'll explain what that means, for you that do not know. Then in August, the Federal Reserve said that they're gonna double the pace at which they're getting mortgage-backed securities off their books. Okay, and look what just happened last week. The Federal Reserve says it will no longer purchase any mortgage-backed securities. The Federal Reserve reports that they're going that 1.2 million job losses will be lost due to interest rates. They're making the Federal Reserve raise interest rates 75 more basis points report and another basis points increase by that to the end of the year. You guys have to understand the federal rates they're not tied exactly, they're tied, they're not, and Tana will explain it to the interest rates. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at this. Ray Dalio, he is one of the, he's a billionaire, one of the smartest people on the earth about money. And this is his quote, okay? He said, they need to get interest rates, short rates and long rates up to the vicinity of 4.5-ish. It could be even 5%. He said, because the only way the Fed can successfully fight inflation is by building out economic things. What does that mean? That means that if you understand what that means that, someone in a billion years ago said that inflation has to be at 2%. We're at 8% right now. Okay? So what are the Fed gonna do? They want to bring the inflation down. What does all this mean to you? I'll tell you what this means to you. What you have to understand is this. What this means is that the rates are typically around 2% more than what he's recommending. So absolutely, what does that mean? 4.5 to 5 at about 2%. What are the rates gonna go to? 7. Yeah? I don't like to talk about crystal ball stuff, okay? And the data is the facts of the facts. Okay? What are mortgage-backed securities? So you have to understand this is very critical. The largest purchaser of loans is the federal government, right? Why? Because mortgages usually are, they're about 5 to 7 years. Is how long people move every 7 to 10. But because of refinances, a loan is about 5 to 7 years. So our government doesn't mind investing in these mortgage-backed securities because they don't have to hold them on the books that long. And they're okay with that return. Does that make sense? Okay. Well, there's some very big things happening. Very, very big things happening. What are they doing? So you understand the government is saying we know that they didn't use the word crash, but they're like, we know that we're gonna crash this thing, basically, like, they know that their choices are gonna cause a 1.2 million job loss, okay? They're saying that. Look, something happened last week. This has never happened in history. 9 other central banks in the world also did the same thing we did. Okay? Has never happened before. We've never seen central banks, and we're talking about countries. 10 other countries on the same day decide also to raise federal interest rates. Never happened before. We've never seen central banks all raise interest rates by this amount at the same time in recorded history. 10 banks raised rates 6 percentage points last week, and more than a dozen more rate increases are planned through October. The World Bank say that these simultaneous rate hikes could have a disastrous effect on the global economy due to tightening financial conditions by too much supervision. You see, all this happened because we should have felt this pain with COVID, yeah? But our government chose to what? Throw some stimulus money. So all we did was delay the pain, now we're gonna do it kind of double. Does that make sense? Okay, I know some of you, this is like, why do I need to know this? Because you're a professional in this industry, you're gonna have to communicate this to your clients. And learn this stuff and pay attention to this stuff. Okay? Look at this. Anybody know who Jerome Powell is? Who is it? Who makes the decision? Look at his quote from last week, okay? Look at the quote, it says this. I say, if you're a homeowner, somebody or young person looking to buy a home, you need a bit of a reset. We need to get back to a place where supply and demand are back together. The deceleration, which is another word for fast word for decline, in housing prices that we're seeing should help to bring prices more closely in line with rents and other housing market fundamentals. That is a good thing. In the housing market, we have to go through a correction to get back to that place. There are also longer run issues within the housing market. From a business cycle standpoint, this difficult housing correction of 10 to 20% should put the housing market back and better down. They are saying, we make no mistake, we're doing whatever it takes to bring inflation down. Got it? You see that? And it hasn't worked for them, okay? It hasn't worked. The only thing that didn't go up last week was the gas prices, but Harvard Valley, everything is went up. Okay, so, but like, I'm talking about on the global center. Oh yeah, and I went to Pepperdine to visit my son last week. Gas prices, Malibu, $10 a gallon. Wow. I told my son, you drive to the hood for gas. You're not putting gas in Malibu, okay? You listen to your mama. Go to the hood, pump it up, and then come to he's laughing and go, I'm serious. I am serious. I'm cooking for that. You know what I mean? $10, that's for 87. I was like, well, I'm not one of those people that post, okay, so look, this is not doom and gloom. We're educated professionals, and regardless of what happens, homes will be selling, yes? People have to sell. So all we have to do is this. We just always have, like Gary Keller teaches us, we never focus on the market we're in, we focus on the market we're going into. You understand that? So what we do is we make decisions. We make decisions to say, guess what? This is the good news. The good news is this. 93% of consumers hire the first agent to interview. That's the good news. So what does this mean for prospecting? You need to be first. And you know what? There's gonna be a lot of people to be in front of, and I'll go over that next, okay? But all you have to do is be first. And do it more and do more consistently, because guess what? People that focus on the bad news, you know what they do? They immediately panic and get a side gig. And then you know what Diana Kokoska taught us? Great. Good news. She said good news. She said, oh, you're right, the rates are bad. You should find another career. Less people, because guess what? I'm gonna go over that right now. So Jerome Powell publicly said this last week. No matter what, we're correcting the housing market. Okay? What does this mean? This means that if you have equity, I'm like, Takatano, cash out refinance, there's gonna be some opportunities, you guys. Position yourself to buy some stuff, yeah? Yes. Because it doesn't matter, it costs the same to borrow money for 30 years at 5% than it does to borrow money at 5 years for 30%. Rate is only relative, yeah? You could afford the payment, what happens when homes go down, the rates go up, what happens to the payment? What happens when the rate, I mean, I'm telling probably like, shut up, so getting top ending, but like, but you'll have your opportunity, Sana, for sure. I just want, I want our agents to be like this, like, what is the prime metric that tells us which way the real estate market goes? It's always affordability. It's always affordability. What 3 factors determine affordability is the home price, lending, meaning interest rates and options. Because I was reading that we will be seeing 40-year mortgages come back, 30-year arms, 30-year, because to get people into homes, right? And then income and employment. But what happens when people are losing their job? Will we see foreclosures? I don't know, crystal ball. But what happens when people don't? One of the 3 are not there, right? Okay, so affordability is what determines what the real estate market does. So home prices. Let's be real. Home prices increased 23%, right? In the last 18 months. That wasn't a realistic, unsustainable situation. I mean, I felt really guilty selling a 650 home in Hemet to my client. Like, that was too much money, yeah? I remember when Eastville, when I paid 309 in Eastville, and I thought it was our stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to understand, things have to happen. You just have to not pay doom and gloom, educate yourself, and understand. Be first, have the conversation, get in front of people, prospect. We always say prospect, but right now, let me tell you, let's see how many agents we're gonna be left. Look at this. So this is the economic outlook, okay? My opinion and based on facts. Recession in 2023-24 is probably unavoidable. Wherever people say the word when they don't use the word, okay? Look for mortgage interest rates to increase about 7%. This is based on all the experts. Okay? Hope for unemployment to stay below 6%. You know, hope for that. Hope for unemployment because what happens when unemployment goes up? Right? What happens? Okay, then look at this. We go from 700,000 agents selling 4 million homes a year to 1.4 million agents selling 5 million homes a year. That's the market we just came out. So those of you that did not succeed last year, I was telling people like, this is the best year. Like, homes are high, rates are low. Like, if you're not thriving in this market, we're going to, Jason saying it, we're in a skill-based market now. So the people that have skills and that take this serious and that practice their scripts and that show up every day, they're like, yeah. Because this is the type of market where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, period. You understand that? Because you have to know this. And that now we're at 1.3 million agents currently, NAR members, to sell about 3.5 million homes. You understand? Like, less homes will sell. Okay? On average, you go from last year 5.5 million sold in 2021, we're going to go to 3.5 million. There's going to be less homes selling. Understand that? So a lot of hungry agents, yeah? So it's always the 90-10 rule, though. The 10% that do the work get 90% of the results. So what do? Either you freeze, and this is not a time. I've been saying this, and I know you guys think I come from a place of compassion and love, but I care and love you, and I'm not gonna love you to failure. And you guys know that I don't sugarcoat things, and I will tell you all. I really feel that you have no business taking time off on the weekends right now. Like, if you think, oh yeah, like I'm working, I'm doing it, I promise you that it's massive, consistent, daily, relentless action that's gonna get those agents to survive. Understand that? This is not like, oh, I'll do an open house once a month. Yeah, I called 3 people on Friday. Like, this is not that market. Like, this is the market where you show up and you put in the work and you will reap the rewards, because market share that is gained in a low market is never lost. So like all these people that you serve right now, that you get to keep this market share when the market goes the other way. And the agents that come into the market in this market, that when the market flips, they naturally triple the production. Understand that? Just because when the homes go up, they've been in the game. Does that make sense? Versus the ones that like jump out and then try to come back in. There's always those. Markets tell them to go get a job. Markets that are come back in. Well, the ones that never leave, that are in relationship with their people, doing the work, showing up, daily, consistent, massive, relentless action on a daily basis. This is not, well, you say, well, Sophia, you talk about God, family, and business. So somebody told me the other day, well, you contradict yourself. You talk about how family is important, and then you're telling us not to take time off on the weekends. Well, I believe in seasons. I believe that you have to, work your tail off so you can feed that family. Or you, yeah. Trust me, no money, no money. Right? No, but really, like this is your family needs you, like if you're a sole provider, you don't have a passive income, you don't have something else. Like this is a market where you work hard, get your, get stuff done so you can buy some properties. Got it? This is where you build some wealth. So today, we just want you to have the mindset of, okay, we know what the facts are. And, sorry. I'll bring up 10 on next. Let me give you a couple of other notes I took. Take a couple other quotes I took down. That I didn't put on the slide. So this is another quote. It says this, okay? This is, who knows who Axios Neil Irwin is? You know who it is? No, you know, do you guys know who they are? He's what, yeah, again, this is not the opinion of private rich citizens. These are like the people behind the federal government right now. The quote is, it might turn out to be a momentous day. He was quoting on the fact that never 10 federal banks also raised their rates at the same time. Never has happened. He said, it might turn out to be a momentous day in economic financial history in ways that aren't known to the vast majority of people at the time. We don't know what the implications of that is yet. And then the Bloomberg editor said, this is shifting the tectonic plate beneath the world economy and threatens dangerous developments in society and in politics as we all try to adapt. Okay, so what do you do? What are some things you can do? Number, what do you advise your clients? What should they do? You know, these are just opinions, right? And it's like, hey, I think pull out cash this month if you can, and with a 75% LTV, and hey, buy some properties as the market's changed. Okay, that's some advice to you. And for your sellers, sell this year if you can, underprice whatever it takes to get on the market and sell it in the first week. Quote, tell your clients to price the home under market and sell it. This is not the market. This is those of you, if you need more training, I think we really need to put CMA pricing. I mean,
We have
data.
the listing cost, the listing count.
Oh, yeah, this
Where
is good because this is not the market, like the comps are different. In the past, you're looking at what's sold to determine your price, and your client's gonna argue with you on that. And this is not that kind of market. This is the data set. This is the kind of market where you're looking at actives. If the actives are lower than the sold, what's going on with the market? Okay, so this is where you price ahead so you don't chase the market down. Like pricing is super crucial skill that you need to learn. And those of you, if you've been in the game longer than the new agents, like you need more, you really need to practice. Because we're so spoiled doing it the other way. Does that make sense? Because what happens is you sit in front of a seller, you promise them a price that you can't deliver on. So then they fire you. Then your listing expires, and then in comes me and take the listing, right? No, somebody, then in comes Hector, and he's like, oh, and Sarita laughing, she calls expires all day. Sarita, right? This is the market where look at how many expires, you guys, and if you don't have money to buy leads, all you have to do is go on the MLS, bring up the expires for the last 30 days, and go door knock their house. You don't need to buy the leads, you just show up at their house. There's always a way, okay? Investors, I'm never a fan of saying wait, because in our market, you know, it's funny with realtors. Is it a good time to buy or sell? We're like, what are you looking to do? Right? It's always a good time to buy or sell depending on their goals, yes? But if you're an investor, you have actually investors, it's like, my advice is like, if you have them wait if wait 3 to 6 months, but only they have cash, because financing is gonna disappear on some of those investor products that they're used to, okay? It'll be a little tight. And then with investors, learn to be creative strategies now, right? We need to teach them how to be creative. Seller financing is big right now. There's ways to put deals together still. You know, my friend Tom that you guys met at the commercial trading, he told me yesterday, he's like, Sophia, there's a deal like the seller will carry the whole note. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. What do we do, right? There's people right now, you know, doing that. And then buyers, buy now if you are cash low, and then if you wait a few months, and if you're not as cash strong, I mean, if you're cash strong, you can wait, you know, because grab financing now. Grab financing, because remember that slide, I was looking for it and I just did not add it to my presentation. It's the Gary Keller slide that gives you the historic rates, or so they've been keeping track. And it tells you that historically it's still like 7.5, 7.8, I don't remember the exact number. but we're still below the national average for like 40 years since we've been keeping track, so 1972 or something. Yeah, it was a high rate. So all you have to do is get that slide, laminate it, and take it with you to your presentation. And show them, yeah, the rates are, as long as you can afford the payment, right? Any question? What does all this mean? What, if you got one thing out of it is what? Prospect. Get in front of more people.
Stay sharp and be ready.
Be sharp and be ready and understand that the government doesn't control your success, the destiny. We as a broker don't control your success, we don't dictate it, it's you. How you show up, your mindset, don't let all this news, just listen to Tano, see what products he has, and just listen to your team, he's a partner within the business where he wants you to win. So just see what he's offering, how to structure it, how to develop it, how to get it for more people. Remember, 93% of agents, of consumers hire the first agent they interview. Be in front. And for God's sake, don't be taking time off right now. Like on the weekends, what do you think? Sleeping in, chilling, look, I don't care what you're doing. Like real estate there's gonna be massive wealth created in the next 24 months. Massive wealth. You will see brand new agents come into the game and relentlessly do what they don't do, and they will be earning $1 million on the first year, I promise you, because this is the kind of market where you're in front. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So position yourself to win. Well, everybody, if you see anyone that's negative, walk away. Just say, I understand. Hey, the Lord be with you, and walk away. This is not the kind of market where you need any negativity, and this is not the kind of market where put God, put your family first by positioning them to win. Okay? I don't want you to be a statistic where we are gonna go from 1.9 million realtors back to 700,000. As brokerage owners, we know that the market goes back down. I was a state director for California Station of Realtors for 3 years. I was an NAR director. And I know, and at the local board, that's what it is. 50% of realtors never sell a home a year. That's just always because people get their license to have it, right? And the barrier to entry is low, right? There's fees behind that, and I'll tell you about that at a different time. But understand that we know that when the market's good, there's an influx of realtors, and when the market gets bad, they freak out and start to side gigs. Understand? Or go get a job. There's no judgment behind that. You put your family first. I'm here showing up for the agents that want to be one of the agents that's gonna stay in the game. That's what we're here for, okay? Because if you're one of them and you take massive action, you're gonna create massive wealth for yourself. Any questions for me? Are you guys scared or happy? Happy. Both. All right, let's welcome my preferred letter for over 10 years, like the badass Tano, baby.
So, how long do I have?
Oh, yeah, so how much?
Just-
Why don't you sign that?
Now your slides up.
30 minutes. 30 minutes, perfect. Okay. So, first of all, very well said, Sophia. Every market has its own niche, guys. I've been in probably 2 markets from I started 2008, 2002. So, wow, I was a kid, but yeah. So, long story short, this is a market where actually you can excel. Only the strong survive. It's taking us about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an extra hour to negotiate a big deal and open this one. We went through the other day, back and forth. I told, it's funny, the criteria students, man, I've been talking to you more than my own wife, you know? Just to make this deal work, right? So, I'm gonna get down to how to contact interest rates. And there is a lot of ways we can go around this, guys. Okay, so let me go straight to it for the time purpose, okay? So the solution is seller credit, okay? What is seller credit means? This is extremely important. Buying down the rate, okay? I'm gonna give you what buying down the rate means. 1 point buy down means 1% of the loan amount in cost, which means a $500,000 loan amount, okay? 1 point means 5,000. But that 5,000 doesn't mean that the rate is gonna go from 6.5 to 5.5. It simply tells you that it's 1% of the loan amount to buy down the rate. It might be an 8, it might be a quarter, depending how high the market is, right? Now, something which is extremely important for you to know, maximum seller credit, okay? Assuming for a price of 680, there is 4 limits on the seller credit. And this is so important, guys. Please take a picture of this because it's extremely important. On the conventional loans, anything less than 10% down, if it's 9% down, 8, 5, 4, whatever the case might be, the maximum seller contributions are 3%. Okay? On the conventional loans, with 10% and higher down payment, the maximum contribution is 6%. Oh, that gets nice. You see that? Good. For FHA loans across the board, doesn't matter how much you're putting down, it's 6%, which is excellent. I'm gonna tell you how to allocate those percentages, right? And for VA loans, it's 4% regardless of whatever you put down, 0, whatever the case might be. So these numbers, I put a dollar amount to it, I put a price of 680. I took average on the area, right? So you're talking about 3%, 6%, 6%, and 4%. These are extremely important, guys.
Tom, really quick on that note, that's the maximum that the seller can contribute to the buyer.
Correct, correct. And now I'm gonna go to typical case, okay? So I chose two. I chose the average of conventional loan. Usually people in conventional, the average is 10% down, okay? And I chose FHA, obviously, they're going FHA because of most of the time because of down payment, right? So 580, 680. I went based on no limits, just to keep it simple for simplicity.
You guys, please make space next to you.
So-
Yeah, let's see.
So down payment on FHA, 3.5%. I put 10% here. You have a lot of 5%, but you will apply the same way. Interest rate, 6% FHA, conventional 6.5%. Monthly payment, 44, 48. So if you put all together, cash to close, MI, basically homeowner insurance and all this, give you a pay where's the pay for you. 44, 80, 44, 48, 30, 4475. The reason why this one high, obviously it's a higher amount, right? This is a typical, if you want to take a picture, so you can go and I'll explain to you what it comes. Now. Okay, I see you here.
There you go. It has a little tappy effect. I don't know, it's really fancy.
Okay. The secret, guys. Price reduction versus seller credit. Okay. I'm gonna go over this really quick. Disadvantages of price reductions. When you go from a 680 purchase price, okay, you drop the sales price to 640. Who benefits out of it? Nobody. I'll tell you why. Seller for sure is gonna net less, right? Value for sure is gonna drop, because obviously you're selling a new home, aren't you? Agent up to mention you make a percentage based on the lower sales price, correct? And the payment is actually higher if the purchase price is lower.
How is that?
If you use the market rates. That's the key, right? I'll tell you why. So these are all. The first program, 3, 2, 1 buy down, okay? 680, I keep the numbers all consistent for simplicity. I don't know if you see 680 purchase price, total amount is 612, which is 10% down. The actual rate as of yesterday when the presentation happened today, but I was priced yesterday, it's 6.5%, 30-year number of payment, 12, of course, monthly payment is 3.8, it's a 3.858, right? That's what I see it. 3.868, thank you. So now, look at this. On a 3, 2, 1 buy down, what is it? Okay, the bank will allow you to have initial payment for the first 3 years. Okay? Which means you're gonna have a 6.5% rate minus 3, which is the first 3. The first year it's gonna be at 3.5% rate. Okay? The second year is gonna be at 4.5% rate. The third year is gonna be at 5.5% rate until the fourth year, which is gonna reach 6.5 rate, and that's for the life of the loan. Right? Now, why is this good? I'll tell you why. You have 1120 monthly savings to begin with, right? You have a second year of 764 and you have a 393. So you may, and now I'm going to tell you who pays this payment, right? The difference between 6.5 and 3.5, which is this one, right? Times 12, this is one part, first year. Because obviously you have a bigger gap between the actual rate and the initial rate, right? The second year, it's going to be 762, which is the difference between 6.5 and 4.5, right? And then 6.5 and 5.5 is here. So if you add all these together, this is the seller you need credit on, 27,000. And this is based on 680,000 purchase price. So if somebody comes and tells you, hey guys, how do I get into a property? The payment is too high. Okay, well, it's too high now, but it's not gonna be too high in 2-3 years from now, right? Purchase is gonna go, the rates, hopefully the property might drop, I don't know, but the rates are gonna go down for sure. You're not gonna see rates 6 somewhere, it's not consistent. The same way it's not consistent for the rates to be at 2.5, it's not gonna be consistent to be 6.5 and 7%. It just doesn't make sense. It has to meet in the middle, as you heard Sophia was talking about earlier. It just cannot be to have 7.5%, 8% for 5 years. That means the whole country going down the shit. Sorry about that. So, you guys understood this, right? Now. All right, so I will explain to you, okay? Convention, the same scenario, I'm gonna compare it with you if you do not touch the price, or if you touch the price. Discounted price, sales price, 640, 680, same exact numbers, guys. FICO, same FICO, the rate, this, look at this. Funds to close, for sure it's cheaper, but on this particular scenario, you're saving 836 a month, right? 4,500, 3,700, look at the difference. Right? And funds to close, if you see here, now, the 3-2-1 buy down is 27,000. But max allowed credit is actually 40,000. So you can hit your seller for 40 grand and 680. You have less cash to close and you have less monthly payment. So which one is better, the 640 or the 680, right?
Is there a minimum FICO to be able to use that program?
As long as DU takes it, it doesn't matter. So it's all DU driven. Here you go. No, it's good, it's good, it's good. Because now it's FHA. So the same scenario, I did FHA for county limit 561 on the month here, which puts you at, well, 559, 580, I keep them rounded up. Same exact scenario. First year from 6%, 3%, 4%, 5%. This is a total seller credit. You see? And look at the savings there. Same exact scenario. Okay, so sales price, if you drop the price, if you kept the price at 580, if you drop the price at 545. Down payment 39%, same exact thing. Cash to close, look at that. You're putting your buyer better financial because it doesn't have to drain the whole account to pay for the moving on all the costs. 32,000 with no credit at all, right? Here is the 3-to-1 buy cost, and this maximum allowed is 34,000. By utilizing all together, you're at 23,500, and your payment is actually $800 cheaper. Well, $726 cheaper. All right, another program. The seller says, you know what? I don't want to pay $25,000 for closing. I want to pay only $15,000 for closing. Right? Okay, so we have 2-1 buy now, which is actually more common than 3-to-1 because of the numbers, right? But you can also negotiate something depending how long you've been in the market. 680, loan amount 612. Same exact scenario here, guys. First year 4.5, second year 5.5. If you see the payments here, you're about $767 cheaper, $393. Combine those two, that's $14,000 seller credit, which is more realistic, right? But at least you give the buyer a 2-year head start to have a cheaper payment. I'll tell you why I like this more, and I'll explain to you shortly. Now, the same scenario, conventional, I broke it down again, 2.1, the same exact number, sales price. If you were to reduce the sales price, if you see there, down payment 10%, 6.5 rate, 4.5 rate. Look at the cash to close, guys. And look at the savings every month, right? So cash to close is lower, and also the saving is lower. It's about what, $900. Great program. Same thing with FHA. I don't want to go through the same numbers, but actually it's the same way of doing it. That's the total seller credit, so you can actually utilize an FHA as well, and VA, by the way, all programs. Okay, third program is buy down only. Buy down only, this is, you don't have some people say, you know what, Conor, I don't wanna get complicated, or you know what, Hector, I don't wanna go crazy to 1 and 2s and escrow pay the balance to the vendor, and I'm a simple guy, I just want the lowest possible rate. You can get it, well, very well. So, we have a program for that too. But this is by 680. We can do this is a 5.75, it's about 2.5% buy down to the rate at 5.75, and this applies all day as well. Also, a lot of people prefer this, just give me one payment and that's it. A lot of people do that. So the savings is close to $300, right? Now, you can do also a combo, which is a buy down of 2.5 points plus a buy down for 2-1. Depending on your negotiation skills, day in the market, how desperate are the seller, there's a lot of factors. You know, you cannot just say, oh, so you can actually request for up to $40,000 in credit by including the percentage on the closing cost. I'm sorry, I said closing cost, on the rate buy down plus the 2-1 buy down. And look at the difference there. That's like $737, right? So there is a lot of ways, guys. Do not get caught up into noise and all that. There is so many ways to make a deal work right now, and you just need an experienced lender, hopefully me. Right? It's not the time to use the lender. It's not the time to use the lender because it helped you on your sales signs or sales signs, right? I understand the relationships are important, but this is the market where you pick up the phone, you tell us, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I promise you, I got an offer accepted. What was it? Thursday, Wednesday last week, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't remember. The guy had multiple offers. Okay, the agent was newer, out of Temecula. So I called him. So Carlos declines says, Donnie, you know what? My agent is good, but when I talk to him, I feel like I'm good. You know, like please help me out. I'm like, very good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the agent on the phone, put the listing agent, right? So we call the agent. $800, $799, big home, like 1 acre lot, perfect for him because he has a trucking business, so he can put everything there, right? I told the agent, listen, we have a multiple offer situation. I get on the stores, we get full prices. Listen, don't give me the full price. Bullshit, excuse me. No, not now. Give it to me 6 months ago. So I said, let's be realistic here. So what do you want? He said, you know what? I want closer to the asking price with no concession. He said, I cannot give it to you. I said, do you want 15-day close? My seller wants to close as soon as possible. Very good. I said, I'm going to give you $775 with $50,000 back. That's the only way we're going to make the deal work. And I promise you 15 days, you're done. Headache free, this, that, none of that. That's sure, I'm like 100%. Do you want me to release the deposit for now? Of course, value check, everything was already paid down. I mean, I'm not going to call and gamble, right? I cannot obviously put clients in a bad position like that. And they say, you know what, let me call it back. Guess what? We open escrow next day immediately, right? So the negotiation and the agent, what happened, right? It's okay, don't worry, just get your check and we'll talk about it. So the same thing, buy down with combo as well here. So those are so important, guys, because the market, if the rates are 6.5%, you can get still in the 5s. I locked another VA with 5.25. With 2 points buy down, 5.25. I love the VA 2 days ago. So don't get scared from the noise. If you can afford the payment, there is ways to make the deal work. Okay? I wanted to. I mean, I tried to do it as fast as possible. You can actually talk and go, crazy on those numbers. I know you guys don't like numbers, but I want you to educate.
What's the qualifying payment on the first year or the second?
The qualifying payment is based on 6.5, which is the actual rate. You can never do that. But in order, good question, because that's why I like the buy down option as well. Because when you buy down, you might buy down up to 3 points, even 4 points, right? Because if you do that, then you can actually go on low to mid 5s on the rate, right? And then you can qualify based on this rate, in case you have stuff. But there's always tricks when it comes down to qualifying payments. One trick, for instance, let's say if you have that, I do this all day long, and I don't know why lenders don't do this, but I do this all day long. On resales, I don't need to use 1.9% of tax rate. I don't need to get the tax cert and show it to my underwriter. It doesn't make sense. The guideline says we go base across the board at 1.25%, and that's it. and you say from a $900 tax payment to $450, guess what? The ratios go from 58% to 55%, and we get the deal done, right? We don't need to go disclose a tax rate. Nobody's business. You go based on a quarter, but what we need to do to disclose to our client, listen, your payment right now is $500 a month. But by the time this thing is gonna get readjusted, you can have a negative impact on account. The payment's gonna go down to this much, are you okay with that? It's gonna go up front. Oh, yeah, I'm fine, but this is only for qualifying purposes. Because they don't call us, oh, you know, Tom gave this payment, now it went up, right? We always tell them that. Why we're doing it, so they understand.
I'm a little bit confused about the write-down.
Sure, say that.
I mean,
I tried to make
after,
it quicker, that's why.
yeah, after 2 and 3 years, whenever that period finished, what happened?
You go to regular payment.
A regular payment
So-
based on.
On the 6.5, it was original
on
note
the
rate.
6.5, what about if the rates are higher
You
at that
refund-
time?
No, it doesn't matter, you already have the note for 6.5. That's a 30-year fixed, whatever you get it. I'm not giving adjustable payments here. I'm giving you a 30-year fixed. But the money, okay, let me break it down to that. So let's say your payment is $2,000 right now. It was supposed to be $2,500, just for simplicity, right? $500 difference, right? So 500 times 12, that's $6,000, right? Because obviously 1 year. And the next payment is 3,000 times 36, so $8,600 total, right? This payment stays in escrow account. The client makes the payment based on 2,000. The escrow account will make the payment to the lender based on 500. So the lender, whoever the lender is, they're gonna get paid 2,500 no matter what. But only the client is responsible for the first part of this payment, and the seller left the money in the account for the other part.
Seller.
Yeah,
The
because
seller
we get the seller
credit.
credit.
Seller
The seller credit. I didn't wanna, but yeah.
That's
So
what
the
I was
seller
confused.
credit is like a piggy bank.
The seller credit stays there, it doesn't move, it doesn't go anywhere, nobody gets collected, nobody, it's made to the lender.
Slush fund.
Sorry,
No,
I wanna.
So basically you're saying, I had no idea that escrow would come to that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a trust account. kind
That's
of.
exactly what it is, the money doesn't get
Stays there
interest.
till-
Same thing we do for repairs, same thing you do for whatever, yes.
So it's kind of like
That's the whole thing.
like a variable fix. kind of deal.
Well, it's not, because it's still
Well, I
fixed.
mean, it's gonna still go up.
Simply, the sellers is giving the buyer opportunity to get into the house, so that's what he moves on with his life. That's all it is.
Love it.
So with these programs, buy now, 1, 2, 3, whatever program it is the buyer allowed to do a refinance? Let's say.
Anytime. Just don't do it the first 6 months, and then I'll get charged.
Yeah.
So anytime after 7 months, no problem.
So I have a question. So you're saying, just going back to the tax, I did not know that they, for qualifying purposes, they base it off of 1.25 tax rate.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Only you do.
Okay.
No, that's your
Wait,
boy.
what?
This other boy there.
But you would just let the buyer know that their premium will go up.
100%, you have to. Only in resales, because when you're a builder buying new construction, it's like on big thing, the tax, the law, like you can't do that. Yeah, exactly.
Guys, no lender does this. You guys don't understand. Like, don't get easy in real estate when you're new. If you're a loan officer, look, and I respect their hustle. I was a loan officer for 10 years. I respect their hustle. It's a hard job too, right? So instead of them prospecting clients, consumers, they're prospecting agents. So they know the easy target are the new ones, because the new ones normally are broke and they're gullible. And if you feed them, they're like, give you all their deals. Okay? They want some free lunch. Okay? So don't sell your soul for free lunch. See who's gonna make you 15 grand, not pay for a $20 lunch. Understand? And for the record, Tano pays for most of the lunches in this office anyway. He's still feeding you. Okay? So you get both. Yes. Yeah. It's always good. So partner, your loyalty should be, your loyalty is to your client's best interest, period. You're a fiduciary to them. And then the second is to your family. Like, no one's gonna pay your bills but you. Understand that? So.
There is a different, we
Are
have
you
one,
sure about
hopefully,
that?
you can let me know today. We have one with Aurora yesterday. Honestly, like, if I took about 30, 45 minutes, any lender will take him 2 to 5 days to figure that thing out, right? On the 4 units, we're trying to negotiate this deal. So basically, I tell her, just send me the rental value on it, go DSCR, the debt service and covering ratio. Let me see it again. The guy has $500,000 in his investment account. we'll use probably 250, 275 on it. Sales price 1 million, so I was going with rent. I reached out to my appraiser, they were very close, so he says, you know what, those make sense. So now the payment cannot cost 7,000, so I have to play on it, like about maybe 20, 25 minutes, 30, I don't know. And I said, Aurora, call the agent, 1,060,000 maximum purchase price. If they want to give me credit for it, that's great. Here's the payment, 7,000. I explained to her why this is a good investment for your client. Instead of keeping the money, I don't know how much percentage was getting there, but it's actually good because you're hedging against inflation by buying into property. Remember, rents go up 5-10% a year. So the payment is 7,000 now. Next thing you know, rents will go 7,700 a year after, or 8,000, right? So it's actually helping, increase wealth, and while you're having depreciation for Schedule E on the property, so he can benefit 3-4 times out of it, and none of that thing. We're gonna wait to know. Did you talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay, you will talk to him. But anyway, so those are the things, guys, that it's a market where not just answering the call. I mean, obviously, I have to answer. It's my duty and my job to answer the call, but also to make things feel work, right? Yes, sir.
Hey, Tom, a question, the 3-2 buy down or the 2-1 buy down, if they say the market switches and the interest rates go down, are they able to refinance?
Anytime. Again, after 7 months.
7 months.
Because I'll tell you what happens. Early payoffs are so nasty. Early payoffs, they can charge me as an originator up to 6 months of payment.
Oh my.
Interest only payment. So if interest only payment is 2,500, 6 months at 12 grand. I only made 5. And I'm supposed to pay that, right? So that it gets nasty for lenders, and they will give it to you. They will not all of this. So guys, please, everybody, if the seller says, hey, let's do the loan, hey, no, but I'm selling in 3 months, please let your lender know, whoever that is. Do them a favor because they're gonna get your heart.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So I understand the numbers. So where I'm stuck is, okay, so this is a good program for the buyer, it seems like.
Yeah.
But if I go to Gabriel, he has the listing, he has it at 640, right? And then I explained to him that the 2-to-1, let's just say 20,000. What's the reason for him to reduce the price so that I can benefit my buyer?
Because he's gonna stay another 6 months with it, and in 6 months, it's probably 580, 590. So as an agent, okay, you educate your buyer why you wanna buy the property. You educate your buyer how can I give you the best rate possible affordability you can buy the house? How can I meet your needs if you have the money, right? As a listing agent, you tell the seller, what's your main reason why you're moving? I need to move out of state, I need to downsize, I need to upsize, there's always reasons. So you gotta tell them, you wanna sell quick, or you wanna keep there and throw the dice and see what's up, right? You can do that too, but the problem is that Sophia was mentioning a very important point, I hope you guys really got that. You have to be ahead of the market right now, if you're on the listing side. You have to think that what's happening 3-4 months. Do you guys understand that my appraisers right now, they don't give a, what the property was sold 2 months ago. Nobody cares, right? We are getting comps right now by calling the agents, when is this property closing at how much? Because the listing price says 650, but he might close for 590. And guess what happens to my valley by the time we're about to order the valley? So we actually have to call right now and find out for how long this property, when is it closing, and how much is it closing? And that's what you need to tell your seller. There is pending active business right now at 580, 590, 610. Same property, model nice. Do you want to play the game or you never want to sell?
Yeah, and your script is, hey, my job, you have to understand, this is your script, you tell the seller, listen, your home is listed right now at, let's just say that the comps were showing 640.
Everybody record this.
Right, 640, this is a comp for 640, and you're gonna come in and you're gonna advise them, it's not easy to do, you need skill and confidence. But if you know your market, like, if I walk in and I'm bringing my economic update to my seller, that's what I am gonna do. You see those slides I shared with you? I'll sit there and educate my client, because guess what? I position myself as a leader in this industry. I position myself as the most knowledgeable realtor on the market, because if they're interviewing 3 or 4, no one's throwing down spitting game like I am, because they didn't take the time to learn this stuff. So who are they gonna hire? Like, you all would hire me too, like, you would hire me, right? Like, so I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna tell my clients this is $599. They're gonna be like, well, no, I'm gonna go with the realtor 640. I'm gonna say, look, because guess what? This person that listed at 640, is that where they come from 9 days ago? Guess what's gonna happen to them? You're gonna sell. We're gonna sell right here. We may even sell at 610. Okay? We may sell here.
And then, guess what they're gonna happen to them? They're gonna make a price reduction here, and they're gonna go here, they're gonna go to 630, but I already sold at 610, so it's not gonna sell. And then they're gonna lower it to 620, and what's gonna happen?
Yeah, more comes even lower than
And-
five seventy-five.
and now the 570 homes
That's right.
are being listed over here. So these people are chasing the market down, and statistically, they're gonna end up, if they need to sell, they're gonna end up selling around 560. If they would have listened, they would have got this. So this is a skills-based market, and those of you that are practicing your skills, my God, you're gonna be rich. I promise you, if you listen and partner with the right people, this is not the kind of market where you right now be very picky with who you're in business with. Be very selective, be very picky, see who's gonna chase the market down. You tell the seller, listen, you want your home to sit in the market month after month without being sold. You wanna clean your house and wait for the showings and be disappointed when they don't make an offer.
Not to mention carrying costs too. If you pay $3-4 grand a month, time.
Oh, yeah, if the house is vacant, if they already moved out of state, they're paying the carrying cost. Carrying cost means they still have to pay a mortgage, they still have to keep the lights on, they still have to maintain the home. And then guess what? You as an agent, if you do not have the skills, guess what's gonna happen? You will be working for free all these months and you'll get fired, and then in comes an expired agent and that says, hey, your agent misguided you. I would have told you to list at 599. You don't want to, KW agents don't talk bad about other agents. I would have said, you should have previously listed at 599, you would have sold around 610, now you lost more money. Yes.
My question, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I said, and then their appraisal won't come in anyways, if they get the hard,
It is, so the main message you wanna tell your consumers is this: we are not in the market that was before. Like, I'm very sorry, I love telling my listing agents, I said, hey, you did not listen to me 8 months ago, so now you need to suck it up. Like, I told you to sell 8 months ago.
Yeah.
You know how many people did not sell? I said, so those prices are gone, and if you still wanna make a move, and this is where you tell them, look, you're gonna sell high, buy high, yeah? You're gonna sell lower, you're gonna buy lower, you make it up on the next property, okay? And statistically, historically, the rates at some point will come back down, town will be really busy with refinances, and this is how the market works. We just understand that because of COVID, the feds delayed the pain we're supposed to feel. So now we're gonna feel double the pain, understand that?
My question is, even when you're, when you have to give the seller the bad news, well, to them, because then you have to re-educate them that we're not in the previous market, and to list at 599, at that time, even to even this higher, we still have to go back and have the conversation about the buy downs and say you potentially have to give a credit of up to $40,000.
This is, thank you, Lorena, and you guys know Lorena's been an underwriter, she's been in the game for 20 years, she's who got me in the business, thank you very much, like 20 years ago, she got me a job in the industry, and let me tell you something, she's exactly right, this is where you show up in confidence, because one of the things is this, as an agent, you dictate the emotions your consumer feels, understand? So you decide, like, if you act nervous and sad, how are they gonna act? Like, so this is not the market where you go in and go, I'm so sorry, you lost $60,000 by not selling 8 months ago. I didn't lose nothing, understand that? But like, this is how you deliver the message. This is not that market, this is a market that you're like, congratulations, good news. Guess what? The market is what it is, and thank God that you have to understand, over 70% of people have a lot of equity, right? It's not tangible, so you just tell them, hey, good news, you can still sell your property in this market, because there's always, remember, 5.5 million homes sold last year, we're projected to sell 33.5 million in the next 12 months. The Fed said, make no mistake, we're gonna do whatever it takes, even if it costs, we know we're gonna crash this thing, have $1.2 million job losses, and we're still gonna do it. We need to get inflation to 2%. Like, they're doing it, it's happening, it was announced on the 22nd and the 23rd. Understand that? Like, pay attention to what's happening. So this is where you go in front of your consumer with confidence, and you educate them and you tell them, listen, this is what needs to happen based on my professional experience, what needs to happen to cause your home to sell. This is the price range you need to be at, and guess what? They're gonna ask for repairs. The market we came off of doesn't matter anymore. In the last market, we were like this. The home has no toilet. I'll pay $70,000 above. Remember that market? Like, people are willing to pay $70,000 above for no toilets, for, hey, I'll throw in my dog to get my offer accepted. You know what I mean? Hey, just keep my husband with the house. Like, everything was happening. And now we're in a different market. Now Now it's the buyers are in control, understand? The buyers dictate, hey, guess what? I want a seller credit and I want repairs, and you have to prepare your clients for that. So you position it. This is a market where, with Irish, she has listings coming up, and I told her, this is a market where I get really close to my home inspectors right now. My home inspectors, my termite guys, this is where I bring them in, because now the product you're presenting has to win, understand that? And there's you guys see some of the houses 8 months ago, like people did not care, the agents were, I literally showed a home that still, the lady died 2 weeks ago, and her dentures were still on the side of the, like, they didn't even take them out, like, they didn't care, like, the market was selling, you know? And now this is where you prepare your professional. If you spend time, you can just learn the slides I showed you, and you show in there, and you just say, hey, look, the rates, this is the slide, we have this free, we have all these tools free. Show up and have a conversation and say, partner with Tano, if they're really serious, he's gonna tell you they get approved. And you know what, Manny brought up a good point the other day, because sometimes to us, we're like, oh, yeah, you just keep my payment under 5,000, and you're like, 5,000, are you crazy, right? But they could afford it. There's no judgment behind that.
The rent is 35, so what's the difference, or 4,000?
Yeah, I'm charging $4,000 rent for a 3-bedroom community.
And Sophia, Gary Keller, the founder of our company, Gary says this, he just said it again in the last mastermind last week. Who listens to this podcast, by the way? You guys should listen to it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's, get ahead of the game by listening, send music to that. She taught me that, right?
Yeah.
But it's not, you gotta tell your sellers, you're not pricing the home as an agent. The seller's not pricing the home. Who's pricing the home? The market. The market's dictating what the home is going to be worth. So the more that you can, if you can set that standard ahead of time when meeting with your clients, it's gonna save you a lot of heartache. Like you have to say, look, the market's gonna let us know what the home's gonna sell for. And just have data.
Yes, Jay, you're 100% right. And if you're a new agent and you're scared to have these conversations, guess what? You have the most support here. You have productivity coaching, you have me, you have Jay, you have Babe, you have Phil, like you have a team. You have, if you're in an ALC drive, you have your ALC leaders that are willing to pour into you. We're a collaborative culture at DW. Okay, so you're not alone. So don't be afraid. And right now, if this is my schedule, if I was you, if I have not sold home, this would be my schedule. Wake up at 3. Good morning routine. Hey, this is my opinion. Okay. Wake up at 3. Do it. Okay. This is my opinion. Like every day, I would dedicate 1 hour to practicing my listing presentation. Do not practice on people. Get in front, practice on each other. Schedule meetings in here. We have the training room. Right now is where we want to. Like I would role play with Christina and say, Christina, you know what? I want 640, or I'm not going to sell. And you know the concept of 590. Like these are the objections you want to practice on each other, not on people. Do not wait. Remember, there's less people selling. So when you don't want to practice on them when you get in front of them. Got it? Practice your presentation every day. Wake up early, do your morning routine, right? Then practice your script, and then process it. I'm telling you, we as your partners don't want to see you fail. We don't want you to be one of the 1.5 million coaches that's going to leave the industry. So that's what it is. So tell them, what advice do you have for them, the new agents?
Just new agents, just learn your master your craft, guys. This is so important. It's, huge part of my success as an originator from early days is because I actually learned it with the best. So I sat 3 months behind a guy who knew it all, and I was just taking notes until I cracked it. Of course, I learned everything. I'm not saying I know it all, but a huge part of my success is actually product knowledge. The same way as an agent, when you know exactly how many listings are pending, what's active, when they're closing. This is all homework you actually have to do prior to the presentation. Awesome. And the more you know, the more you know. Believe me, if I am a consumer of what I know now, and there's a lot of smart people out there that is, not everybody doesn't know the market. A lot of people actually study here. If I hear somebody like Sophia give me a listing presentation, where do I sign? I said, why? Because she levels with me the level of knowledge that I have. If somebody comes to me with, new is one thing. Trying to find, you can tell when people actually start. I don't know. These are eliminate these guys. Master your craft. I'm telling you, product knowledge. It's extremely important. That's all. And then of course, have to have good, nice and polite. These are given already. Salesmen and all that. It's all given. But when it comes down to knowing your stuff, this is what has worked for me always, and it can work for anybody in any business.
Yeah, it is. So how do we get a hold of Tano? So remember, your next lead, call him up, you guys. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
And Sophia, when you say, oh, it is?
No, you're next.
I think it is.
No, it's not me.
Yeah, you're gonna do the, your game of playing.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah, but real quick.
Okay.
Real quick, you guys, Sophia says skill-based market, I say it, we're going to a skill-based market, which is practice, I'm gonna get into it later. Who else is going to a skill-based market? The people you work with. Who you work with really does matter. Skills are gonna come into play with vending as well. How many of us know people that got into vending and did really well during 2020? I can name a bunch. Think about that as well. All right, so years of experience, experience does matter when it comes to the market that we're getting into. Think about the people you partner with, your title reps, at least in here. Their skills matter too. Just remember that, all right? All right.
Yeah, so, I spent, I don't know how much thousands of dollars, and I went with, Claudia was with me, went to PSI seminars, to a conference, and man, it was a whole week worth of a lot of work we did. I'm gonna be slowly teaching that here. We did some exercises that were just really, really, really amazing. And I'm definitely gonna be putting them on the calendar here shortly for you guys to come. Deals and Heels this month. Don't miss out, ladies, for my Deals and Heels. It's next week. Or the week after, I forgot. Look on the calendar, okay? You guys, we have betonkwwdates.com. You guys know that? You go to betonkwwdates.com, you click the calendar, push a button, and all that stuff gets put on your calendar automatically. You don't miss anything. So I'll be teaching that during what it is, but I wanna have this is just a conversation, and this is called Game Worth Playing, okay? And what this is this. Understand that how many of you have a job that you really did not like, but you had to do to pay some bills? Raise your hand. You guys have not had a job you don't like?
You must school.
Or like a leader, if it's this job, don't tell me. Yeah, and
At least
so you have to understand how human nature works. So there is the reason for that is this, because there's how many of you guys know people that love their job? Or how many have you guys seen cashiers that hate their job?
Yes. Yeah.
How can you tell?
They'll let you
They
know.
change on your hat. They don't give you eye contact. You say good morning, and they're like, yeah. Or waitresses, yeah, servers. You can tell, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I want you to understand that as you set your goals for today, that's what we're here for. We're here to come up with a plan. We already know that there's solutions to lending, because Hannah has them, right? There's ways to make this happen. We know that whether you choose to stay in the game or not stay in the game, homes are gonna sell with or without you. Someone's gonna get rich, maybe you, may not be you, it's up to you. But you're all capable. We believe in you, we know that you can do this, okay? If you're cute, you have tickets and advantage, by the way. Just letting you know. We're all okay? So this is very important to understand that you have, there's people that you look at nonprofits and you see people that like, they love their job and they're doing very well, but they really don't make a lot of money, but they love their job, you know what I'm saying? And you know what, and life is about happiness at the end of the day. Okay, if you're happy and you're living a fulfilled life contribution, then that's good. What I want you, as you go today and you set your goals, we want you to understand this. There is such a thing as a high fulfillment job that gives people poor results as far as income. Does that make sense? So this is when someone says to you, results do not matter to me. I enjoy being with the people. I look forward to the process. Results don't matter. These are just the people that they love what they do. You know, I see like Walmart greeters. They're retired. They don't want to be at home anymore. They feel really fulfilled. They feel like they're helping or volunteering. I mean, you know, people like that. I was a director of the board of realtors, and man, there's a lot of retired like realtors. They're not. They say they're not retired. They're drinking coffee all day and not working. You know what I mean? and they don't want to be a home team bingo. You know what I mean? They want to still contribute and keep their mind active. So they are high fulfillment, but the result, they make money, they don't make money. Some of you in this room are like that because you have rich husbands or rich wives, right? You're like, I make money, right? No, I just love what I do. I want to help people. Good for you. You're high fulfilled, but you're not getting poor results and you're fine. We love you anyways. Got it? Down here, we have poor results and low fulfillment. Okay? There's some realtors in here too. And this is how we know. I hear your language is very important. I do not enjoy the process. I feel like I have to or should do it. This is a lot of you with prospecting. Like, it is, just understand, it is impossible to succeed without talking to people in this business, got it? And some of you say, well, I'm not a phone person, Sophia, I'm more in person. A lot of you are laughing because this is you. Okay? And guess what? This is you, and I am very sad when I hear that, because I know, because I've been in the game a long time, I've done it all, and I've done a lot. And let me tell you, I know that no matter what you do, you can meet someone in an open house, you still need to be able to call them, follow up relentlessly. So guess what? I feel sad when I hear that, because you will meet people, but you will never take them to turn them into a paycheck. You'll have a lot of friends and you'll be popular, people know who you are, but not for the right reason. You will not turn them into a paycheck. So when I hear that, hey, I have to prospect, or I should prospect, or I know I should. We already know this is, you're getting poor results and you're being very low fulfilled. So for us, it's very obvious, because it's like pulling teeth to drag you in this room or to bring you in. This office has 150 agents and there's about 40 agents. What does that tell you? Where's everybody else at? Some are on Zoom, they're sick. Thank you for not getting sick. Thank you for not coming. Okay? And then there's people that have low fulfillment, but they're getting results. Okay? This was me, and I've had jobs like this. Okay? Where I'm like, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna execute, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna get promoted, but I really don't like the environment. That's not what I want to do for a career. Does that make sense? So that was me. I do it well. I produce excellent results, but I'm not emotionally connected to this not fulfilling. Okay? That was me in the past. Have you guys ever had a job like that? You're killing it, but you're not fulfilled by it. Anybody have that? Okay? You're like, that's we call them paycheck collectors, time watchers. Okay? You go to work, you do a good job. But man, you can't wait till Friday. You know? You know those people? Okay. Now, a game worth playing goal is what I want you to write behind your paper, your 1 through 5 right now.
Everybody participate.
I am creating outstanding results, and I am creating fulfilling experience and game worth playing. Okay? So I want you to write a game, we're gonna do next week, we're gonna write a game worth playing goal. Like what, and by the way, when we did game worth playing, I think that wasn't just related to real estate. It was, what is your game worth playing in life? Like 1 year from now, you wake up, what did you achieve? What is gonna get you out of bed to achieve the results you want to achieve? What is your game worth playing? What is your game worth playing? Right, so you can say, okay, a year from now, I'm going to release 25 pounds. A year from now, I will be 100% debt free. A year from now, I will have closed these many transactions and produce these results. A year from now, I will have 100,000 in savings. A year from now, I will own 2 rentals. A year from now, I will do a missionary trip. A year from now, I will jump off 10 more planes. I'm very
I think it's not going to
And yeah, I'm fascinated by the fact that she jumps off of planes by choice. Like, I'm so fascinated by her. She's crazy. Okay? And so your game worth playing goal, I want you to write, what is your game worth playing? Like, honestly, why are you here? Why do you get it? Remember the excitement of getting your license? And all the studying and all the fees and everything? Like, why were you doing that? What was motivating you to do that? Because guess what? You saw real estate as a golden ticket. This is gonna get me this. And somewhere along the line, when the results don't show up, you're like, start questioning down yourself. Am I in the right career? And is this what I really am meant to do? Because let me tell you, it's a very different mindset. Many people come into this industry because they did sales at a previous job. Okay, they did some kind of sales. I did sales, I was a leader, I was a manager, I did sales. But it's very different getting a steady paycheck every 2 weeks to actually being an entrepreneur where if you don't do the work, there's no check coming to you. So that will break you. That will break most people. I would say about 70% of people that enter the industry, that's why they don't make it, because they cannot stand that feeling of I don't know when I'm gonna get paid. And I remember that was me. And how many of you remember when that was you when you first transitioned from a paycheck to this? Remember, look around. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. I remember those days. And guess what? Now I haven't had a paycheck delivered to me every 2 weeks like that since 2000. And it's the best thing I ever did. But I was scared, right? And then it changes your spending habits. Because before you go, I'm gonna get paid, when you're worried about making rent. You know, I went through some tough financial time when the market crashed, I went through a divorce, the kids were young. And I would be like, we're celebrating today, and then what are we celebrating? And it was like this, mama made rent, like, just mama making rent was like a celebration, like, we paid the bills, kids. We have Little Caesar's pizza for $5, but man, we ate, and we got bills paid. I don't know how I'm gonna do it next month, but I'm gonna celebrate that I did it today.
The best childhood memory.
Yeah, and those some of the best times, yeah? But I understand that as you come up with your game worth playing goal, I want you to think like, why are you doing this? What are you gonna achieve? Are you going to be, you get to decide. No one can decide for you. No one's gonna come rescue you. You get to decide, are you gonna be the agent that leaves the industry and finds a job? Or are you gonna be the one that creates massive wealth and says, hey, my net worth went up $2 million in the last year? Because I bought rentals, I bought property, because while everybody was scared, I was taking daily, relentless, massive action, period, every day. I was waking up at 3 a.m. Okay, how about 5?
Yeah, 5 a.m.
Okay, so please, take a moment right now, and I want you, and we're gonna be sharing this, okay, in the room. Write down, what is your game worth playing? What is a goal that is so, that you can feel it, visualize it, you want it so bad that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it? There has to be emotion behind it, now you're not gonna do it.
Did you get printouts?
Got it? And you could just write it behind your 1 through 5.
Behind 1 through 5. You guys get pens? Laguna sponsors.
There's some pens. What's your game worth playing goal? Why are you here? Why did you show up today?
We need notepads and pens.
It is, because what you have to understand, yeah, you bring up a good point. Sometimes you're doing something that goes, like make no mistake, there's parts of being an OP that are lowly fulfilling and low results, okay? There's parts of this, there's parts to every job. But that's just part of a job. That's still not my goal. My goal in life is still a game worth playing, because I know that today I was telling my sister and my daughter that I've been working with this work ethic exactly for 30 years. It was, go ahead. Yeah, I was working like this with this work ethic for 30 years, and you're the analytical kind. I like that. I love that. I've been working this hard for 30 years. So now I'm in a position where I can choose to scale back my business, and actually you guys will see more traveling. I will be going to Europe for 2 weeks. And I'm not working from October 19th to November 17th. I'm gonna be traveling for a month. And guess what? Because I did the work, so now I can afford to do that. Are you guys gonna be happy for me when I'm traveling?
Yes.
I worked very, very hard. I had a heart attack, and the next day I was closing a transaction. I had babies, that was the next day. Like, I literally am so committed. I've never worked from home. I literally show up at the office every day for 40, 30, every day. I did this consistently for 30 years. So I created this life.
And just because someone works one day doesn't mean it's gonna.
Same thing.
You gotta reestablish the problems that you have in place and figure out what's working today.
Yeah.
That what's not working, and then have to get open to the idea of changing.
Yes, and nothing changes, yeah, you're right, and it's one of those things, like, if what you're doing is not giving you results, then something has to be different.
Yeah, and you gotta reestablish not only like your approach, but also the processes and steps you're taking and what's working and what are those roadblocks.
Awesome, I wanna hear your game one saying goal, tell me how you're gonna
I
do that.
just actually teach this.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome, honey. So please write your game word plan, and you can come and share first, okay? Awesome. You guys, write your goal. What's your game word plan goal? What is your goal? Why are you here? Why are you doing this?
Get up at 5.
Okay, get up at 5.
Yeah, but what is your goal?
Yeah, but remember, the secret to waking up at 3 is going to bed at 9. Okay, that's the secret. So if you wanna wake up early, go to bed early. If you stay up all night, then honestly, you just set up yourself for failure the next day, because very few people will succeed at high level. It takes a lot of discipline to work during the day. It does. Some of you can do it. I know some of you, but I have, like, I think it's saying Iris are my ones that, like, I text them at 3 a.m. and I go, oh, they woke up early, and they're like, we haven't gone to bed yet. My son too. Right? You guys stay up at night and you know, it's not funny because if it's insomnia, then that's not by choice and that is sad. You know, I'm not judging that. I'm not just, but some of you that are staying up by choice watching Netflix, that's a different story, okay? Those of you that are watching, I don't even know what's going on. I don't watch TV, so I don't know. Game of Thrones? I don't know. Sex and the City still a thing? No?
Yes, it is.
All right, guys, write down your goals. I want you to share with me. I love seeing a lot of our top producers in here. Our guest, Miss Patricia, I'm so happy she's here.
We're right in the back of your 135s, guys. A lot of you are
Right
filling
here.
at 135, keep it in the back of it.
What are you gonna achieve? You get to choose. I do not want, if you have no money in the bank and no escrow, I do not want to see you taking any time off. If you don't have 6 months of reserve, because times could be tough. You can take 10 listings, but if they don't sell, you ain't getting paid. Do you have money to pay your bills in the meantime? You have enough money for the rainy days? If you work very hard starting today, I promise you, you won't get a paycheck probably till January. Maybe. Even if you work very hard. So what happens if you don't work hard right? You know, I don't sugarcoat stuff, but I want you all to win, okay? So we're here. You showed up, so that's half the battle. I'm very proud of you. How are you gonna show up? Do you have a family that's supportive? Do you have family support? It's very important. You talk to your family and you tell them, hey, this is happening with the market. This is the industry. We're gonna, as a family, need to sacrifice some time. I need to spend time doing this. And those of you that are trying to convince me that working from home works, okay, good, it does. But your paycheck, like, I wanna see your results. Like, if you haven't sold any homes, you tell me it works and you don't have the discipline to do it, put yourself in an environment where you can. Okay? If you don't live near the office, good. Find a lender that lives near the office and go stay at their office. Find a home warranty company. One of your partners will let you work from their office. Got it? Put yourself in an environment where you will do it because the results don't lie. If you're not disciplined to do it from home, you know it's not working. To your point, if something is not working, we have to change it and change the process to get the different results. Are you in the sunrise of your career or the sunset of your career? Are you just starting? Do you still have another good 20 years in this industry? Or are you winding down and trying to just get out of the buffets?
They're sunsetting.
So, you know, like think about this. This is a long-term career. What are you doing? Those of you that are interested in learning commercial real estate, we officially launched our commercial real estate division. I have Christina Powers as a kid commercial agent, so is Mr. Phil, and so am I. And we're paying the monthly dues and doing all the training. And yesterday we hired from PSI, Claudia?
Yes.
Ms. Rosie Ibarra. She's joined KWLA. She's a 10-year commercial agent. And she joined our office. You guys, we have a top Coldwell Banker agent, top Remax Real Producers agent, like a top Berkshire Hathaway.
You might get up in the lakes on his shirt.
I don't know, I mean, in the past, we got some of the best agents join us and get in business with us. We know that. Wait, you know, we're excited. Just how you're excited, we're excited because when the market shifts, guess who always wins in every market?
KW.
Because now the agents at the fluffy companies are like, I'm starving help. I need training, and then they join us. We've been getting more calls and more interviews than ever. When the market changes, they all come back. We're like, I thought so. Welcome home, right? Yeah, because right now they need the training now. They need it. They need the help.
Skills-based market.
All right, guys. Who wants to share their game worth playing goal? Claudia, come on up here. I have to share a funny story, okay? So I have Claudia is one of my very good best friends, and she drives to be in business with us at the lake. She drives a few hours.
Wait, I gotta say this, can you tell?
Yeah, so she drives over an hour and a half. Her and Martha drive 2 hours to be in business with her. She came today, okay? So Claudia is amazing. I told her, Claudia, she just took another listing right? And a pre-approval, so she's working, she saw this, so she's doing it. And she owns a couple other businesses too. She's a paralegal and she owns another business. In addition to that, she does this and she killed it. So then I told her, Claudia, you're so distracted, like I need you to focus, because you're one of my top agents, I need you to produce. You're so distracted. So I tricked her. The time I told her, hey, wanna go to New York with me and my mom next weekend? She goes, yeah. I go, that was a test and you failed it. You say yes to everything. You say yes to everything, you failed it. So last Friday, I called her, and this is what I told her. I go, Claudia, do you wanna go third row, VIP, SoFi Stadium, Bad Bunny tickets for tonight? And she's like, and I go, this is not a test, I swear. And then within 15 minutes, she was dressed up, just in case they confirmed the tickets for her. She was on her way to SoFi Stadium, just in case he said yes. So she saw Bad Bunny for the third row tickets. So let's give her a round of applause.
Because every one of us have an opportunity. Opportunities are in our face every freaking day. And what are we doing with them? We're walking away from them. Every which one of you has opportunities. So open your eyes with the difference at a different level. Get those blinders off and see this way.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the tickets were like they were $4,000, but they were $1,200 each. And she's like, you know, I position myself to be able to give this experience to my daughter. It's about experiences worth giving.
I don't have a date.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and she's like, I'm dating my friend's brother now. I go, okay.
Hey, opportunity, right?
Hey. Okay, let's bring it back to real estate, okay?
So my game worth playing is an amazing week at PSI seminars. For those who have not been to PSI seminars, I put that at the top of your calendar because it's going to clear up a lot of things so that you can get focused and move forward in your careers, whatever it might be, personal or professional. So with that being said, we had an amazing week at PSI seminars, and my game worth playing is going to close 32 transactions from here to next September. Why? Because I know that when I close those 32 transactions, not only how am I going to feel, right? Powerful. I'm going to step into my greatness. However, it's going to give me the freedom to do what I passionately love, which is facilitating, coaching. Once I have the liberty here, it's going to be I'm going to be able to put a team in place to continue feeding the referrals and still facilitate my passion. So that's my why. I really want to make a very big difference in the community. We are starting for leaders. If this world had more leaders, this world would be a better place. And I think you can all. That's it.
Thank you. That's what game worth playing. Next. Okay, let me volunteer you then. Magdalena! Woo! What is your game worth playing goal?
I need to free up some debt. Right now, I have more than $1 million. I need to pay off one of my properties so I can buy another investment. Right now, the rent is kind of high, so I need to create one.
Wonderful. So she has the big why. What is that going to create for you? When you do that, what's going to happen after that? Why do you want to own investments? Like, what are you going to get?
I have them all in a trust and they will to my children and my children's children. I already have a trust set up to where it only goes to my only.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I went years ago. I bought very small stock. Okay. I bought a very small amount of stock just to get invited to the stakeholder meeting with Warren Buffett. You have to be smart, okay? Like I was like, how much stock do you have to buy to get invited to the stakeholder meeting? So I went, and what he taught me was just that. What I taught is the compound interest effect that we talked about. So I learned that if I open an account, which I already did it, okay? So you open an account, I open an account, and I put $5,000 in it. And my first grandchild is gonna be able to get access to that money when they turn 40. And it'll be close to $7 million.
Grandchild.
So, yeah. So like, I would have loved for my grandparents, like, would you all love to get a windfall of 40? Think about that. So think about the decisions you can make and who they could impact in the future. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, she like that. So you create it now, you can do it for your future grandkids. Because that's what it is, and that's what you think, like, I thought about that too, I sat there and I thought, okay, like, if I first, when I had my heart attack, I didn't have any assets, I was gonna divorce my bankruptcy. So I said, if I die, my kids, what's gonna happen? So my goal was, I'm gonna work very hard, my game worth playing goal was, I'm gonna work very hard and have 2 properties so my kids would have properties. And then I was, well, then I did that, and I go, I wanna have more properties so they can have rental properties. When I die, right? And that's what I wanna do. And then now I'm like, okay, after that, what's next after that? I wanna, do more. So then I thought about it, wait, my son just started college. By the time he graduates college, starts his career, buys a house, home prices are gonna be what in California? I'm talking about 15 years from now. So I said, well, I'm just gonna buy a house now for him, and I did. That way he's gonna get it at today's prices, not in 15 years from now prices. See, are you thinking this way? What's your game worth playing? What are you building? What are you doing for the future, okay? All right, who else wants to share? I wanna hear more game worth playing goals. Yes. Okay, so tell us your name.
Kate.
Kate. Hi, Kate.
It has a baby on the way.
All right. Okay. So when somebody says their name, we're all gonna say hi, Kate. I like AA does. Okay. Hi, say hi, Kate. Hi, Kate.
I'm due any day now, so I'm already gonna have.
Any day.
But basically I'm transitioning from teaching, so I'm looking for a new exciting fulfilling career and to be out there.
You guys got a game worth playing? She's due any day now, and she showed up to class. Not her year. She's dilated to a 3. She showed up. Remember this one word, epidural, okay? All right, game worth playing, go on here, Adam.
Well, I'm a new agent, it's somebody to know, and.
Oh, wait, hold on, what is your
Hi,
name?
Adam.
Oh, sorry, my name is Adam.
Hi.
So I'm a new agent and I'm excited to have potentially 3 deals working immediately and then they all vanished. Buyers backed out, so they wanted to wait, so it kind of put me down a little bit. Prospecting is working, things are lined up hopefully for next year for a couple of people. But my goal is to sell 25 to 30 units next year. So that sets me up to be financially free going forward and just kind of compound that and move forward with that and buy rental properties.
Yes. How about back there? I'm gonna call either Yesenia or Norma.
Last one.
Oh, last one, I don't want to know.
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Renisha, I'm a new.
Hi,
But ultimately, I just want to create generational wealth. I lost my mom in 2020, she was like a phenomenal woman, and since then I've had 2 additional kids. So my whys are, they go really deep, but for the most part, it's just building that generational wealth, being financially free, being debt free, having a fulfilling career, and so that's why I'm here.
Thank you, Renisha. Welcome to our family. You guys, you should have one of our newest members to the kids. But she lives here, so she transferred on over to us. We're excited. All right, let's move on because I can just talk to you all day. We have some more presenters. All right, anybody have like the urge to really share and I give you a chance?
Yeah,
last chance.
last chance.
All right, yes! Helen, Patricia, last one, let's go.
Hi, Helen.
What is it? What is your name?
Hi,
That's what I really want to be. That's what I figured out. That's giving me passion. So I'm in a entrepreneur class with the city of Wildomar right now, and because of that class, I'm seeing a vision. So my goal is because I'm gonna have 2 listings in Adelanto for industrial building, but it's 10 buildings, it's 10 parcels. 2 parcels are gonna be given to another agent, and I told my client, I'm gonna sell the other 8, because I'm gonna do what it takes.
Yeah.
Get it?
That's right.
Yes. That's how I go, like, I'm going to San Bernardino County, state of the county today, right after this. And I'm going to the cannabis show so I can meet my end users that I'm gonna sell those properties to. But I just go.
Miss Cullen. I like that.
But I don't know if it's soon.
Well, let's give Miss Helen a round of applause.
Well, my goal is build a retirement, and I'm building a team. So, and it's all new agents that are right now part-time, but I want to help them to achieve their goals.
Wow, she gets fulfilled by, she's high fulfillment, great results, she gets fulfilled by pouring into others, yeah? So that's very, very good. Congratulations, Patricia. Yeah, we have Jay Chacon in the house.
Get up, shake it off. Come on, everybody, stand up, shake it off, wake up, refocus, no more side conversations, please. Because my time is worth a lot too, and I don't want to go over your time. All right? I'm gonna spend my time, I'm gonna spend that time so you guys can get out of here. All right? Shake it up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shake it up. Who graduated gold? You're so cool. All right, bring it back in. Ready? Let's bring it back in. We're getting antsy. All right, guys, so my segment is mindset, right? And you guys notice the shirt I'm wearing is mindset and everything. Sophia.
Yes, sorry.
You guys, so mindset is everything, right? I'm wearing the shirt, and it means that I know we say that lightly. I know some of you guys are like, oh yeah, whatever, it's mindset stuff, but it's super important, you guys. Like Sophia said, you guys can go to a restaurant, you guys can sense when the server is unhappy. You know what I mean? If you guys are unhappy with yourselves and the way that you might conduct business, who do you think can sense that first? Who senses that? This is participation part.
Me, like,
Family, so you know you're up. If you show up to an appointment off, what does that affect? Right? It can cost you a client, you guys. So mindset and taking care of yourself is absolutely everything. And it's something we constantly work on. I'm constantly working at it, and it's not even just a day at a time, sometimes it's an hour at a time, right? Is there those really difficult days with one thing after another? You have to constantly check in with yourself throughout the day. Not just, okay, tomorrow will be a better day. Everybody says that, tomorrow will be a better day, right? Why? Why can't you just make today a better day? I remember my mom told me a quote one time, and it's someone else that said it, but I'm gonna say it to me, is that life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it. Like, think about that. Life is literally just 10% of what's going on with you, and 90% is how we react to it, the decisions we make afterwards, the emotions we have afterwards. Who remembers the first breakups?
Hurts.
It never gets easier. You remember your first breakup? Yeah. And what did I do for you? You guys remember what? Do you guys remember that emotion? You guys almost relive the moment? Yeah. Right? This participation, we're gonna wake up. Give me an example of something positive that happened in life. Like, what's an example of positive? Right outside of it. You know, going to your birthday positive. That's fun. What's a good feeling? What's bring it in?
Music.
Music.
Taking a listing.
Taking a listing.
Getting paid.
Getting paid. Right. What's another positive thing? The birth of your child, maybe, guys?
Pozole.
Graduated from school. You guys have something that we call like life highs, right? That's like life's natural highs, and those moments that bring joy, it's one that we have to tap into more often. So this is one of my favorite quotes from The One Thing. Who has read The One Thing? If you haven't, I highly recommend it, you guys. It's another book that I know our ALC is starting a book club this following year. So we're really excited because I know that we're gonna implement that heavily. Reading really is the key to everything, guys. Even when I was on my trip, I'm not much of a reader, to be honest, but I started reading these books that were recommended to me. And you learn a lot, honestly. So I recommend that you guys read at least one self-development book a month or self-business book. I know sci-fi. I think it's Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter is probably good, right? But it really does make a difference. So who wants to read this quote out loud to me? With like, Hector, you read this book.
Sure, a different result requires doing something different.
What did this mean to you guys?
Stop doing the same thing.
Yeah. What if you had an amazing year last year? Am I just gonna repeat the same thing that I was doing last year?
No.
Why?
Because you're capable of more.
Well, guess what? The same things that you did last year will give you the same results that you got. If you did nothing, you're gonna get nothing. If you sold 12 homes and you do the same activity that you did, thinking it's gonna produce more, I'm here to tell you it's not. You know why? Because 4 books say it's not gonna happen. One thing says it's not gonna happen. Another real estate agent says it's not gonna happen. Another real estate investor says it's not gonna happen. And this, what's it? Okay, so 3 books. There you go. All right. So you guys, it's just it's like the definition of insanity. What does that say? Who can remember that? What's the definition of insanity, you guys?
Doing
The same thing, expecting a different result.
Right? How many of us accidentally do that often?
Me?
Me, you guys. I accidentally I yo-yo with the gym. Like expecting that I'm gonna get abs in 2 weeks. You guys, and I know we're talking about a lot of numbers and what market we're getting into, and I know it can be scary. It is a skills-based market, but it all starts with mindset. And just think about times also. You guys remember certain times in your life like smells? Isn't that weird? Like right now, when you guys think of Thanksgiving, what do you guys smell first? What do you guys think?
Pies.
Yeah, we have you there for here.
Yeah, yeah.
What about Christmas? What smells turn on with Christmas?
Christmas trees.
Christmas. It's interesting because we can instantly remember emotions and smells. If a client has a bad experience with you, what do you think they're gonna remember?
How they felt.
How they felt. People will always remember how you made them feel, not what you told them. People will always remember how you made them feel. Because I can go somewhere and get the best coffee I've ever had in my life, but if that person was rude to you, you're ever gonna forget that? No, I'm never going back to that place, right? Is that wrong? Exactly. So people always remember how you make them feel. So a different result requires doing something different. And the next slide I'm gonna go into is a quick, Sophia says, you have to be reminded more than you have to be taught. I'm gonna go over again the 5 jobs of realtors. We only have 5 jobs. We do a lot more, right? How many of you guys are doing 20 things a day? So I'm just gonna go back to the 5 jobs of it and getting our mindset right, okay? I wanna let you guys know that it's never too late, you're never too old, and you're never too young to do anything. If you didn't see the results that you wanted to see last year, during the beginning of the new year, it's not too late. Don't be hard on yourselves, it's never too late to reshape our mindsets, to get reintegrated into our business, to renew things, and it's okay to press the reset button. Sometimes you have teams that dissolve and restructure themselves, or you have an agent that has an admin, gets rid of an admin, gets back into business with them. That's okay to do because the market shifts, so do we, right? We're constantly growing beings, so do not be hard on yourselves. How many of you guys got the results you wanted? Show of hands, genuinely. We're gonna get real, right? Does that permission to be really real the next few slides too?
Absolutely.
All right. How many of you guys got the results you wanted last year? Raise hands. Yeah, last year. Who got the so far this year? Because we're saying last year, because October 1st is the beginning of the new year for realtors. Last year, who got the results they wanted? Show of hands, look around. How many of you guys feel that you didn't get the results you wanted? Show of hands.
Do we feel?
That we didn't? Who didn't get the results they wanted right now? Show of hands. Are you talking about business, personal, or mix?
That's what I was asking.
All of the above. So what can we personal?
Personal, I did great. professionally.
Who was the opposite? Who did kind of things that could have done better professionally than mindset was good? Who had personal stuff going on? Yeah, right? So it kind of goes hand in hand, so it's kind of silly to say leave your issues at the door. Because who knows that that's hard to do? Right, it's hard. You have to do it, but it's just a way to shift your mindset and to overcome your issues. So even in bold, we have a bold law that says focus on the plan, not the problem. And that's something I want you guys to remember, just focus on the plan, not the problem. Remember, it's 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. I'm growing every single day, you guys. Sometimes I don't do the best at having emotions, but it's something I'm working on. It's something called emotional intelligence, right? It comes with age. It's something you constantly work on. So let's go on to the next slide. So the 5 jobs are real. Oh, it just brought them all up. That doesn't go like.
Oh.
Okay, it's okay. So, what's your? Actually, let me go back. I already saw you cheated. What's the #1 job of a realtor? Lead generate, right? So I'm gonna bring some notes to this. What does lead generation mean, guys?
Making calls, knocking on doors, anything where you're in contact with somebody, putting them together.
Absolutely. So it is your job. I'm just saying that you are an agent. Your #1, only job is to find new business every single day, guys. And one of the biggest mistakes that we make is what? Not finding new businesses while servicing our current clients. Once again, what do? We focus so much on the current clients and don't focus on generating business. Our #1 job is what? Lead generation. That means speaking to, can I call a past client that counts? Yes. Can I call a current client and that counts?
Yes.
No. So me talking to a current client is prospecting.
Well, if you're
Well,
asking
you
for
can ask them
referrals.
what- If you're asking, there you go. If you're asking for referrals, how would you ask for referrals? Under client, ready? Colin, be on the spot. Hi, Dave, how are you doing today? Hey, Christine, I'm doing really good. I'm really happy today.
I am so happy that you're happy and you're happy with my service.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any friends or family who are interested in buying or selling a property like this? That would really love to help them and make them as happy as I need.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's ready yet, but my cousin might be.
Can I have their phone number and can I get a hold of them?
Yeah, actually, I don't mind introducing you to her. Want me to give her your number?
Absolutely, please, can I have their phone number as well?
All right, there you go. You always make sure that you get the number first. Yeah, and #2 is lead follow-up, you guys. The biggest mistake. What do you think the biggest mistake that agents was up on? You guys are cold calling. What's the biggest thing that costs us money? Who has lost clients to friends and even friends and family? Where's Dave at? Dave, you lost clients before? Oh, he's back there. All right. He's just in my front of my class. So how many of you guys have lost clients? For what? Lack of what?
Follow up.
So what does that mean, you guys? It means calling back the leads that we generated last month or the month before. The biggest mistake that I used to make in my career is not following up with leads I was creating. This is notes that I took. And it's even happened since now. Like I will drop the ball multiple times because follow up is everything, guys. So it's important that you create amazing systems and follow up with your leads. So systems and lead follow up is everything. Money's in the lead follow up. Because if I hand you a bunch of leads, does it matter? No, what you doing the in-between does, right? You said, you just send them to lender and forget about them? What if I say, I'll sell my house in 3 months? What do you guys want to do? We're gonna hit them up more often, right? It's in the follow-up, you guys, so the sooner that we understand our jobs as realtors, we can work on our mindset. All of this ties together, you'll see. But don't forget to talk 5 jobs, the next one. What do you think your next job is? So the first one's lead generation. Second one is lead follow-up. Let's see what their job is. Good job. Go on appointments and then you negotiate contracts. So your #1 job when it comes to lead generation and lead follow-up is to what? The whole reason that your lead generating is what? Set what? Your whole entire reason for being alive as a realtor is to set appointments, right? So if I'm not going on listing appointments or doing buyer consultations every single day, I probably won't get enough clients, right? To do business in it. So every single day, your job is to be going on listing appointments or buyers consultations. And if you don't have any of those, revert to number 1. If you don't have number 3, where do you go? Number 1, come on, it's participation. This is for you guys, not for me. So if you don't have any appointments, what do? You go back to prospecting, you get leads. What happens when you have those leads? What happens when I get excited because I finally converted a lead? Do I stop doing number 1?
No.
What if I'm at number 3 and I already have like 5 appointments for the week lined up? Do I stop doing number 1? No. How often do we do that though? How often do we forget this? Every day, right? We forget this. It's for human beings, but right now is not a bad time to get our mindsets together. As Sophia said, what we do now really does affect what we get paid in January. So, who can guess what number 5 is? Number 5, 5th and final job as a realtor. Yeah. Oh, number 4, just kidding, sorry, go negotiate contract, that's good number 4, sorry. So, one appointment is number 3. After that, what does negotiate contract mean, guys? You're writing up offers, right? You're getting offers accepted, you're negotiating. So it means negotiating listing agreements, buyer representation agreements, and all other items that come after properties in the contract. So number 1 is lead generation, 2 is lead follow-up, 3 is to go on appointments, and 4 is to negotiate your contracts. Okay, those are all your jobs.
Can I say something in the negotiation? Because sometimes when you are the listing agent or the buyer's agent, you think that your job in negotiating is to screw up the other person, to get the best for your client, and the other one has to lose. And our goal is win-win. And I have to just because people think, oh, okay, I'm the listing agent, I have to say no and be mean, and it's not the case. No. We have to make the negotiation something that everybody can enjoy. So in the next transaction, they're gonna be looking forward to work with you. Because they're like, oh, this person, oh, I'm not gonna accept the offer because you know how it's gonna end it up. So we can position ourselves in the negotiation, helping the other agent if we're representing the listing, or try to make the listing agent to say, hey, look, my client has this specific needs, and I want your client to win, but how can we make everybody win in this transaction?
That's a great point. It's win-win or no deal, right?
Exactly.
When you guys are doing this, your lead generation, your lead follow-up, going on appointments, negotiating contracts, do the 5th one on the side of the
And
bed.
that's coming from a top
That's
producing
a
agent.
top producer. She's doing things the right way, which is our KW way of doing things win-win or no deal. Because her mindset is there. You guys feel it in her heart too?
Yes.
How passionate she is. Our mindset does affect the way. We might have good hearts, but then something emotional happens, and then we go against what we believe in, right? Sometimes people are too focused on the numbers that they forget the other person, the other agent on the line is a human too, you guys. You're not the only one feeling the effects of the shift in the market. They are too. You don't think they want to feed their family as well? Kindness goes a long way. How many of you guys have really dealt with some really bad agents? Like, show them. Who was like, has anyone ever had an agent that pissed you off so much that they cry? Yes.
I want to bring them to PW. Come to PW.
I want to bring up the key. They're just so mean. They're just so mean. That's not our culture. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like not our culture. You guys can always feel it. Your clients are gonna feel it, and other agents are gonna feel it, you guys. Working on your mindset, being confident in what you have to say is everything. So with that being said, if I have to be confident in everything I have to say, what is number 5?
Over town.
No, it's number 5 job.
Get paid.
Practice what to say. If your lead generation, you guys, is not producing appointments, if your lead generation is not getting you in front of people, you are not knowing what to say. You have to switch up your scripts and whatever you have to say, your scripts that you're using, your dialogue has to change, your confidence. Maybe you do need to go away for a weekend and work on yourself because your clients can pick it up. You're gonna slowly and hope when you call people, in the back of your mind, you're gonna hope they can pick up. A lot of new agents, subconsciously, you guys stand in your own way. Sometimes I send them my way for different things. I know I need to go to the gym, but I go, sleep. But, you guys, you have to change what you're saying if you're not getting the results that you're getting, which is why you should be practicing with each other. So remember, what's number one? Lead generation. Hopefully you guys are writing this down. These are top 5 things. And for you producers in the room, these top 5 things that never go off your plate when you hire leverage. These 5 things that never leave your plate as a producer, and as you create a list of 30 things you're doing that are not these 5, that's how you know who to hire. That goes into the job description of your EA, your DA, whatever it is that you hire. Your leverage takes on the tasks that are not on your 1 through 5, right? Unless you build a 7th level business with ISAs and you can step on something, right? But some of the biggest and top producers, even when I say it last week, and even Sophia, you guys hear every single day here, what are they doing constantly? They never stop lead generating. They have great lead follow-up, right? They moving any of them. What's number 3 again, guys?
Appointments.
There you go, going on appointments. So if you're not going on appointments, but you're doing 1 and 2, what does that mean you need to do?
Practice. That's it.
Practice is everything. Practicing what to say, showing up to classes like this, going to open house classes even, to sharpen your skills, because these newer agents are doing things that is working for them, and maybe we can take on them, Going to like Manny, he's a newer agent, and I'm gonna put a spotlight on him, and he taught a buyer's consultation class. Knowing what to say changes your confidence, right?
Absolutely.
Knowing what to say is everything. If I go and start trying to sell a car and I know nothing about it, you think I'm gonna sell the car? No. I'm a little bit good at it.
All right, I was like, yeah,
My charm only goes so far, right? I can do a little charmful, maybe send something, but it's just knowing what to say, guys. It's not that difficult. These 5 things are all you need to do to be successful in real estate. Never stop lead generating. It's all in the follow-up. We have an awesome database called Command that helps you leverage your time now. You guys are like newer agents. You guys, it's free. You guys pay $25 a month for this. Use it. We have classes, we have trainings. A lot of you already did one-on-one with Kirsten. She teaches classes constantly. You can literally automate your business to create that follow-up system for you so that nothing ever falls through the cracks. So that when you go to the carne asada or the quinceañera with your family, the tia doesn't say that she already bought with someone. When you had a conversation with her for 3 months, sending her properties, right? It sucks. It happens to all of us. Then negotiating contracts is your job, right? Practice what to say, better scripts and better dialogue. And I'm gonna say something. How many of you guys do number 1, number 2, but don't get appointments? We'll be very transparent there. You guys don't even have to answer out loud. You don't have to raise your hand. But I'm gonna tell you it's something that has to do with what you're saying. Something you're saying is you're throwing people off. Maybe it is internally your attitude about the business right now. Because if you're not producing results right away, we're gonna be harder on ourselves. Like Sophia said, you're questioning if you even want to stay in the business. Just even for me, am I even good at this? They're not gonna want to work with me. What are some other negative things you told yourself? They're not gonna answer. They're not gonna be happy about this. They don't want to talk to me. They're way too busy. And guess what? What's gonna happen? That's gonna happen. They're gonna be too busy. They're gonna want to hang up on you because you can hear it in your voice and your tone, right? It's huge. What you're saying is not working. If you're not getting enough appointments, focus internally. Focus on what you can control. What can you control, you guys? What is one thing that Wyatt can do right out of control? What can you control? Your schedule. The time blocking. What can I do today to get business? I can lead generate. What's another thing I can control? If I have no clients, what can I do right now? What can I work on? Manny, what did you teach class on? What can I work on?
The buyer's presentation.
I can work on my skills, my craft, my presentations. Does that mean I spend all day creating a website? Is that number 1? No. Is that number 2? Is that number 3? Is that number 4? Is that even number 5, you guys? This is all your job is. It's that simple. These 5 things. So come on. Number 1?
Lead generation.
Number 2?
Follow-up.
Awesome. Number 3? Number 4?
Negotiate contracts.
Number 5?
Practice.
Do any of us do all of this all the time? Yeah, the higher level producers do, a lot of us don't. We get so busy with fires, with this, that's what's about to fall apart. The sellers, it's like calling me every single day at 5 a.m., you know? So we get so distracted with things, we get so caught up, like Sophia did this thing, it cracked me up. where an agent will get a little baby, like they get the transaction and like kissing it, and then what happens when that deal falls through? There's nothing.
Right.
Yeah, there's no money, and you can't just call the relationships that you have, that's a constant safety business.
Yes, so, hold on, this is funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, been in the game for a long time, so lender, 10 years, real estate, now going on 12, okay? At a high level team, all that. And I've always been an ALC member, leader in the office, and this is what new agents always do. There's always a pattern. Number one, they always say they got into the business because they love looking at houses. They have no idea they're gonna do the 5 jobs. I love watching TV, watching HGTV, and I'm like, oh my God. I love looking at, no one ever tells you what it is. No one ever tells you that you're gonna have to lead generate, because Gary Keller says in the Millennial Real Estate book, everybody's in 2 businesses. Whatever your primary profession is, and then lead generation. Dentists need patients, hospital needs patients. If you sell makeup, you need clients, like massages, you need, like, no matter what you do, you need lead generation. So just understand, like, my mindset is this: I'm not gonna sell shoes because it's going to take me much longer to become a tech millionaire. I'd rather sell houses and get bigger checks. It's the same time in the day, right? So this is what new agents always do. They get a couple, when you get in, this is why multi-level marketing always works. Because this is how they build multi-level marketing business plans, okay? It's interesting to know. How they build them is this: they know that they get 10 people to join. Every new person is gonna get their tia, their mom, and their friend to do business. So they know that statistically, everybody that goes into multi-level marketing will get 3 clients. So they want to do 300 transactions that year. They just have to get how many people? If they get 100 people to do, because they know for a fact they bring 3 in, then they fall off, then they leave the business, but they got 3 pieces of business. See that? Yeah. We know that too. I know that every agent will get a couple, they'll get 2 to 3, 4, 5 leads. So when I go to a new agent, the first thing they tell me is, yeah, I'm doing good. I got some buyers. They don't know that they're not buyers. They don't know that they're just leads. And that in order to sell one house, you need 100 leads. So when they tell me they have 3, I go, awesome, you need 97 more. Because statistically, things are gonna happen. Not every buyer is gonna buy it. So it's a numbers game. So what they do when they get a lead, and then when they get a lead, what they do is they do this. They don't prospect, they're like, oh, this wasn't that hard. I called some friends, I got a lead. I don't have to like show up. I can still be off on weekends. And they get it and they do this. This is my lead. I have leads. I'm doing good. How's real estate going? Great. I have a lead. And then the rates go up and they fall off. So now your baby's dead. Okay? What happened? Emotionally. Because if you stop prospecting, so it's a mindset. This is the mindset. My mindset is this: I wake up every day. I promise you. I live my life, and this comes from being a single mom before. Because even when I had a check before and I was young, and I was like, I have 20 grand, I never felt rich. I felt like, okay, I don't know. I'm rich if I only need to live with, if I have a month. If this has to last me a month, I have money. Let's go to New York, let's buy the red bottoms, like I'm in, right? But if this has to last me a year, then I'm broke. Because 20,000 doesn't cover my expenses for a year. So in commission only income, you don't know how long this check's gonna have to last you. So the smart thing to you to do is to like leave it, not spend it, right? And so understand that that's why. So I wake up every day as if my bank account was 0, and I hustle like that. I show up every day. I don't go. I have enough money to not work for a year or 2, because then I would be naturally lazy. I wouldn't want to go all in. So if you have a little bit of savings, I promise you, if you blink, it's gonna be gone in 6 months, because the inflation is up, cost of living is up, and if your money's not gonna last you, so you need to hustle and work hard every day.
What's the life cycle of leads, guys? One lead, statistically speaking, with NAR, how long does it take for one lead to convert to a buyer?
18 months.
Yes. It takes 18 months. So if you have buyer leads, do not make the mistake a new agent makes. Oh yeah, I have leads. I have a couple buyers that are interested. That means nothing. Rudy, you are Rudy's probably one of him and Hector probably are like the ones that hunt the most for business. He built a very lucrative hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in income from cold calling, right? So give me your insight. Come on up, Rudy.
Basically, it's nurture. I mean, I'm all going back right now to a lot of the leads that I closed, and I had a conversation with them 2017, 2018.
At that time, they said they were gonna sell in, you know, a year and a half, 2 years, follow up with it every quarter, every 6 months, depending on the motivation. But at the same time, you need to have a system to follow up, you know, where I thought my business changed is that I was doing like the paper thing. You know, and then once I got a little bit more techy, and then I would just have reminders on who to call. But, you know, a big agent that was in the area, James Christine, which is a friend of mine now, he told me, I did coaching with him, and he says, if somebody was to tell you today, I'm planning to sell in 5 years, what would you do with that lead? And I'm thinking, I would keep moving, right? And he said, well, what do you plan to do in 5 years? That I can be in real estate? And I said, well, absolutely, this is all I have, you know? He's also, it's a lead. He said, doesn't mean you're gonna call him every day. Doesn't mean you're gonna call him once a month, but you're gonna check in with him, because 5 years might turn into, hey, you know what, something happened, we're gonna have to move, but they still have it in the back of their mind.
Oh my God, you reminded me of a great, that's amazing, and it's true, because you see, there's two kinds of agents. There is.
So basically, I wasn't always good at this, but I lost a shitload of business because basically it's the way you get taught. So I was basically coaching with like Mike Ferry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Mike Ferry, mentality is you're ready to buy or sell in the next 90 days, throw it away, buy it, get another.
Yeah.
So all the Mike Ferry agents are going around throwing away the leads instead of selling for 90 days, I'm picking them up.
You're picking them up, yeah. Yeah, so that's different. Hey, the Bronco class is really interesting. Very good script I use. This is a good reminder. Sometimes we need to be reminded, right? Remember this. There is two kinds of there is half the agents in the industry. Mike Ferry, and Mike Ferry is a gentleman that what I like about him is he teaches agents to dress professional and show up and script practice. And I love what Mike Ferry teaches. And I a few years ago I had my real estate team, and then we one of our vendors, like NH, my you know Barbara Moody, her company gave us we gave her the most open orders that year, so they gave us tickets for me and my team to go to my Ferry retreat in Vegas. So we went, and then during the first 30 minutes, I was like, we're out of this conference, because everything they were teaching was the opposite of what I was teaching them, and I don't want to confuse them. They were like, if they do not want to buy or sell 90 days, move on. Do not keep their name, do not trust them. And I was taught different. I was taught more Brian Buffini style. Like, love them, come by, keep in touch, follow up. So I was like, no, but there is good, like, I like what my Ferry teaches 100%. I like what his son, Tom Ferry teaches, I do. Because he dress professional, show up, like, be responsible, like, you know, like, all the professional, he does teach good values. But they're transactional. So like every 90 days, you're figuring out who am I gonna call next? How am I gonna pay my bills next month? Right? So keep reminding me of a good script. And the script is called the ABC script. You guys remember this? All right, if I were you and I didn't know if I was a new agent and haven't sold homes, I would pull out my recorder and record this. I'm gonna teach it to you right now. Remember this? Sometimes we forget to do some of the scripts that work kind of not. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I have to remember to do that. So check this out. This is an ABC script. New agents, you're gonna love this, okay? Because he reminded me of that when he said, if someone is gonna buy it, sell in 5 years, you're not gonna call them every day. That's exactly right. So this is the script. Christina, I want my motivation to match your motivation, right? So I wanna know what type of client you are, okay? Are you an A client? Are you someone that has to buy or sell in the next 30 days? No. Okay. Or are you a B client? Are you someone that has to buy in the next 6 months or sell? No. Or are you a C client? Like you only buy if a good deal comes up or the rates go down, or right? So you're a C client. Okay, great. The reason I need to know what kind of client you are is because I'm gonna tag you accordingly in my database. You know why? Because if you're an A client and I call you, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna be in touch with you every like a few times a week. We have to get it done. Because in 30 days, you need to be in constant communication, yeah? If you're a B client, then guess what? Then I'm gonna be in touch with you at least every week. Because we're gonna be making some moves, and you're gonna move it now within 6 months, maybe in 3 months. But if you're a C client and maybe within a year or more out, guess what? I'm gonna be calling you maybe once a month if you're doing it in the next few months, or if you're gonna do it the next 2 years, I'm gonna call you a recorder. Are you in agreement? Do you have permission to contract with this much? Yes. And the reason this is important, I want my motivation to match your motivation, is because if you're an A client and I call you once a quarter, we're not gonna do business, we're not in alignment. And if you're a B client and I call you every day, right? Or if you're a C client, I call you every week, you're gonna think I'm pushing and delete my number, yeah? So it's very important that my motivation matches your motivation. This is a good reminder for the script, okay? Because as you set up your system to tag your command database to follow up, and the system does it for you, you put a tag and a reminder in your calendar to follow up accordingly so you don't forget. Because if you drop, and remember, there's another tip that I know that Rudy will agree with me, is that sometimes people overestimate. Sometimes they think, I'm gonna buy in 6 months, but they buy in 3. So you put them on your calendar sooner, and I want you to release this. I am like Rudy. I feel my entire business, everything I have is because I cold call. I've never been a door knocker, an open house queen, or anything else. Like I cold call is how I build my business. So I'll tell you this, and I know he'll agree with me, is that when people, when they say call me next month, and you call them next week, their brain doesn't keep track that it was like last week. And they go, oh, what's up, Sophia, right? They don't remember. We think as agents, oh, I have 3 more days to wait. I told them in a month, and it's 3 more days. Like, do you think they're remembering that? Was this helpful?
Yes.
All right, cool. Oh, yes.
Can I add something what he said?
Sure.
When you close a transaction, your client is still your client. And I always tell them, okay, anything that you need that I can help you with, call me. I had a client a couple of months, he called me, the neighbor dog, they were having a problem with the dog. What can I do with that, right? So I said, Patricia, how can you help me? What should I do? So I said, look, talk to the owner, do this, do that. So, okay. I really didn't do anything because what can I do with the dog, right? So a couple of months later, I talked to him again. He said, well, how is the situation with the neighbors? Oh, thank you very much for asking. Okay, so I keep that in mind and I put it there. And guess what? He had a job opportunity that is gonna sell his house and he's gonna buy another one. But I keep in touch because the dog or whatever the problem they have, because you want to stay in the right radar, right? So you have to worry about their needs. So when they have something, they're gonna say, you know, who am I gonna call? I'm gonna call Patricia.
Yes,
You know?
you build that relationship.
Exactly, because you is not like I just sold the house and
You're not
that's it.
transaction, your relationship. So here's another tip. Like when I close the deal on my calendar, Jennifer puts a reminder exactly a month later so I can make a happy 1 month anniversary call. Like, oh, hey, happy 1 month anniversary. Then you like, how are you doing? Check in. And that's my opportunity to refer my vendors. Hey, here's my painter. Hey, here's my home warranty. Like, you know, like it's a relationship based business. Okay. Awesome, guys. Let's keep rolling so we can get to the building the business plan, okay?
Yeah, thank you. I'm learning a lot. It's reminding, right? Reminding us of everything. So there's a lot of golden nuggets here. So with that being said, your database is not your database, it's your data bank. It's money in the bank. And like I love that just talk about follow-up goes beyond with those investors. Relationship after you close a transaction with a client. How many, statistically speaking, how many deals can you get from one client?
Unlimited.
Unlimited. But guaranteed, even if you're free no one, what is shown with statistics that they can give you? How many deals does that one person give you?
3.
They move probably every 3 to 5 years, so they need about 3 years, right? How many of you plan to get out of the business in 10 years? No? How many of you plan to get out of the business in 8 years? None, right? So every single client is gonna be automatically, they might buy or sell again, right? They're gonna sell again eventually, which means they're gonna buy again eventually. Which means that's 3 total transactions you got from one person, right? That's not even including the referrals they're gonna get from that, all right? So I want you to remember that your top 5 tasks as a realtor, next slide, sorry. So your top 5 tasks, your top 5 jobs, keep that in mind. Top 5 things. That's your job as a realtor. If you're ever stressed out, if you're ever feeling low, it's easy. Just lead generate. And just lead follow up. And if you're still not converting, we have a scripts and role play practice here every single Monday at 9 a.m. in person. And then we have a listing class next Thursday, you guys. I highly recommend you guys come to that. It's gonna be a listing panel, and we have Ian Jeannie from Zoe that's gonna come in person, and she's our expansion partner with Orange County. So I'm really excited for that. on to the next thing, we're gonna start with.
Prospect your way out of all your problems. I need money, prospect. Hey, I'm behind on my bills, prospect, I wanna buy a house,
You know
prospect.
what is like prospecting yourself out of problems is also something when you're dealing with a very difficult seller. Sometimes you just wanna say, F you, let them go, right? If you guys have difficult clients and people are giving you a really hard time and making this job not working for you, wouldn't it be great if you just fire them and you don't have to worry about that income? Prospecting solves a lot of solutions because you're like, screw you, I have plenty more deals with people that wanna work with me and that love me, that will value me and not abuse me, literally. So prospect away out of problems. Billy's gonna launch in your big why. We kind of worked on it earlier. He's gonna give you to a segment where we're gonna go into identifying goals.
Yeah, let's bring it back there before we go in and set your goals. I really want everyone to think about what your big why is. Why are you doing this? Why does it matter? What does it mean if you don't achieve your goals? Really think about that because otherwise it's not gonna happen. You need to know why. I don't wanna go around. Does anyone know their big why?
My family, no.
Family?
Family?
Can you kind of elaborate on that? And dive a little deeper.
My kids. Nobody works for them.
What things to achieve your goals?
Or to leave like property for them. Money in the bank.
Gotcha, yeah. Wanna leave some love for your kids behind. So if you think about that, as we set these goals, the activities you're wanting to achieve, like this is what's at stake if you don't accomplish it, this is why you're doing it. We talked earlier, Sophia said you should wake up at 3 AM or 5 AM. I think every single one of us is capable of doing it, right? Jamie, if I said your family's gonna be on the streets tomorrow, if you don't wake up at 3 AM, are you gonna be at 3 AM? Right. It doesn't happen because we just don't believe the lies.
Let me see your picture.
See all of you. So anybody else, can we get any other why before we go?
Independence,
What was that?
independence, see? Like, I wanna be independent, yeah.
Independent.
And of course, I think for everybody's good wife, for the most part, if we are children, if we have any, or our families or something like that, and it's, even for me, it's setting up the example. Like, my kids know that their mom is working no matter what. So I'm not moving out of real estate, but I think that it's more of setting up the example for, my kids were younger in the days, so now, as they've seen me evolve as a real estate professional themselves. So they know a lot of the verbiage, because most of our kids are there in the car, most of our family, they hear us speak, and even at a party or whatever, however it works with our clients. But more importantly, it's set up the example for the people that love and care for us that are around us. And in my case, my children, so I'm setting up the example for them, so they know that what I'm doing is a sacrifice and I have to work. So that's one of the things, so my daughter knows that, although she's in college now, she'll get whatever career she decides to do, I'm hoping it's not real estate, whatever's in her heart that she wants to do. That she has to be number one at it. So if I'm gonna be, and I tell her that now, I'm gonna give you, if I'm gonna be a janitor, I'm gonna be the top janitor. If I'm gonna, and I was an underwriter and I became the underwriting manager and I became an operations manager, so whatever you do, just do it at 100%. So if you're gonna be in real estate, just do that at 100%.
Just remind me of something really quick, sorry, really quick, really. You said you're gonna be 100% on one thing. You got, who else gonna show dirty jobs?
Oh,
You guys know Michael from Dirty Jobs, who goes and goes see.
The porta potties.
Who does the clean porta potties, who does the sewage? One thing that he said when he spoke on a TED Talk was that every single person he came across was passionate, but even if they weren't passionate, they were 100% doing their job, miles and, I can't even say, they're number one in their position. Every single person that he met, whether they're janitors, whether they were cleaning up fields of cows or whatever, they were number one in that position. So nobody said that. You're gonna choose to be a realtor, you might as well give your 100%, right?
Yep.
You're gonna go and be a cashier, you might as well be the number one person that gets the promotion every year, right? So that's a good point.
I also really love that you said that, like an example for your kids and showing them how to do it, because there's so many professional athletes out there that make up $40 million and within 5 years they're bankrupt. So you can leave some money for your kids, but if you don't teach them how to build that wealth, how to manage it, teach them that work ethic to grow it, then it'll be nice for a few years and then it'll be gone.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
biggest thing, that's a really great point. Great legacy. How many paycheck entrepreneurs have you come across sometimes? A lot.
All right, so now that we have your why you're doing this, where do you want to be in 5 years? 5 years from today, where do you want us to be?
I want to be, I will be, not I want, I will have at least 5 investment properties, team, and I will be facilitating and coaching, 100%.
Woo!
Yeah.
Where do you need to be by the end of 2023 to be on track to hit that 5-year goal?
I will be 32 transactions and to start the journey of the 5-year plan, yes. There you go.
Goes. That's what's at stake for Claudia right here. If she doesn't close her 32 transactions, now her 5-year goal's not on track. That's hitting the big reasons why we're doing this. All right, anybody else? What's 5-year goals?
I will have my brokerage both for investment properties as well as residential, and also teaching buyers how to be successful.
I like that. People always overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 5. They're just saying, they overestimate a year, then they'll cut themselves short in 5, it makes no sense.
All right, so now very well known, because we're about to get into the numbers.
Ready, time to get the numbers crunching.
Now that we know why it's important. Well, do I have any other number lovers out there? No, all right. Yes, all right, for the rest of y'all, this might be a little bit painful, but we just figured out this is important, we know why it's important. So let's figure out what it's gonna take. Because you can set a number, you could say, oh, next year I wanna make $100,000. Why $100,000? What's important about that? So first, let's figure out how much money do you need to survive. So let everybody just take some time, calculate out, what are your monthly expenses?
This is personal or including this?
This is personal.
This is personal.
Personal, all right. How much money do you need to survive?
I need 5,000. Everyone calculate what your expenses are.
Good enough. See all your budgets, you know.
Remember, I already do. It says I need 15,000 a month. Hey, business planning, crunching numbers, and knowing the numbers.
I would say do this on your own time, but you guys won't. So we're gonna do it right now.
You guys will not try your own time. Studies have shown. Studies have shown you guys will not. You guys have a rough estimates yet of your bills monthly? Yeah.
All right, once you have that number, I want you to multiply that number by 1.15, and that's how much money you need to make over that to make sure you're prepared for emergencies. 1.15, it's gonna get you 15% for emergencies. And once we have that number, we're gonna multiply it by 12, and this is your annual income that you need to reach so that you and your family are okay.
So they're taking their monthly amount and they're multiplying it by 1.5.
Multiply by 1.5, and then multiply it by 12. We're gonna get that annual.
So who wants to share that annual income is?
Mr. Michael?
Is anybody
Yeah.
ready? Yeah. Anyone?
Is it?
Just from some different minute, this is like just
We're a
this.
terrible example. It's like 34,000.
We did like hella normies.
That's not terrible, that's the goal, right?
That's what. What about yours?
To me?
Yeah, 70?
Minimum.
Do you have your suit?
Also.
50?
72.
72? See, when knowing numbers is so hard, like this is what you have to make a minimum, just to even pay your bill, it's not even to have that lavish lifestyle years. Right, I'm curious, just first.
So.
This is just Brazil, just Bill. Your kids too. Yeah, I'm sure, what's your number? Yeah. To survive? Yeah. About 300. You okay?
See my needs.
Oh, you do make double though.
Absolutely. She's earned the right to have that. Say that. She knows the work. All right, let's go on next.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Now, how much do you really need to make to be on track for your goals? So you got that was 5. So now you had your goals. Some of you want investment properties. Some of you want to set up savings for your kids. How much do you really need to make this year to make sure you have enough time to set aside for that?
So on top of what, you already calculated how much it took to barely survive, right? Thanks to Bailey's calculation. On top of that, like you said, you did those goal data out. How much additional would you have to make? The base important.
How much
more?
All right. So,
Now, we have your numbers. You have how much money you need to make in 2023 to be on track for your goals. Your family's going to survive and you're going to thrive. So those of you with your computers, if you can go ahead and open up Command. For anybody who doesn't have a computer, we're going to do some math.
so who didn't bring a laptop today? Access to that. So, who didn't bring a laptop? Raise their hand. Just one person that does not actually live in Medina. So for you guys will be your manual numbers, the economic knowledge. I'm here just to say it in entrepreneur words.
When you open up Command, you're going to click on the Reports tab right here. Click on Goals. And then we're going to open Goal Settings.
Or what?
Was that?
Are you on Canada? No. Cutting the numbers. You don't have access to Command right now, you're using the laptop, then we'll get mad.
Choose 2023 goals?
Yes.
Remember, 2023.
2023 goals, what they're setting today.
Alright, are you guys following along?
No.
Well, you're gonna utilize Command, you can utilize it right now for a second with this easy calculation. Tracking your goals, all the different, okay?
Y'all close transactions, we need to put them in Command anyway, so it's all gonna be tracked automatically for you. All right, yes. Are we ready? Everyone have it open?
So can I share something about my mindset on these goals?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I appreciate the calculation, don't get me wrong, absolutely, all that, but Christina's words keep resonating in my brain. Because when she came and gave her talk here at the office, she said, be careful what you wish for, because you'll get it. So for me personally, I know what my minimum goal needs to be for my minimum goals. But if I set my minimum goal, then I'm gonna get my minimum.
But it's not a minimum, so Bailey said to calculate, so based on your 5-year goal, the goals that where you see yourself in 5 years,
Okay,
we need to track, we need to do this year to accomplish that.
okay.
So on top of your yearly minimum, like I need 50K to survive for example, right? So I need 50K to survive. To live the lifestyle I want, additional, how much more money would I need to add to my life?
Yearly,
Yearly.
based on the 5 years.
Yearly, so I'm gonna add another 100K. So that's for me to be living a life worth living, I want 200,000 a year.
Yeah, this isn't the set a minimum goal. The survival was to make sure that you understand just how much you need to survive.
Minimum.
So you understand how much more you need to really be on track with your goals.
I mean, get investment property, do what I want to do and start doing more. I need 200,000 minimum, right, for that goal. So that's what you want to set there, is additional to your minimum, what do you want to make?
Add it to my minimum
And add that, that's, okay. So people just put, I wanna make 100 K real estate. Sorry, but the big thing that we're trying to say is like, how many people say, I'll make 100K? Well, look at your minimum. Your minimum's not that much, so subtract 100K by 70K. What? That's not a life, that's just paycheck to paycheck still. It's just painting a bigger picture that knowing your minimum payment is to have bigger goals. Some people underestimate themselves. So maybe you need to make actually 200K to have a lifestyle. We're all gonna go into 2023, know your goals.
Hey there, so you said I'm gonna make 100K next year and my life expenses are 70K. And also, I'm gonna buy an investment property, like with what? 100K sounds nice, but it's not really where you want to go.
And inflation's gonna eat up that 30 grand anyway.
Remember, this is gonna be your goal for the next 12 months, what do you have to make?
Another thing, another big kind of.
All right, next one, guys.
We're gonna go setting on the left hand of the screen, you're gonna see, so we're going to put in that annual profit goal. What you came up with, what is your big goal, what are you gonna make next year? That's your profit.
And profit, you put the big number.
Hey, maybe, I would point out that they automatically goes to 2022, so I have to change it by the drop down to
Yeah.
2023.
So we gotta do that, 2023 goals.
Make sure it says 2023, guys.
Make sure that first drop
Drop down, make sure it says 2023.
Right, once you have your annual profit in, this is, some of you are gonna do things different. So if you're an individual agent, I want you to divide that annual profit by 0.7.
Very fast.
Yeah, I can always-
You're an individual.
That was your goal, how much money you need to make to cover personal expenses and whatever.
You know, we're gonna do manual for you.
Yeah, so yeah, you have that profit goal though still, divide that by 0.7. For individual agents, if you have teams, we'll do that right after this.
So teams hold off.
Now, you have that number, multiply that number by 0.15.
Yeah, so you really want to like Senate?
By 0.7, that's 0.15.
So you're dividing it by
15%.
Yeah, thank you.
Ready? Dividing by 0.7, multiply 0.15. This is gonna give you your cost of sales and your expenses. You're gonna put that same number in for both. And that's gonna follow the economic model for an individual agent, so 70% income, 50% cost of sales, 50% expenses. Now, if you're a team, you're gonna divide that number by 0.4. And then multiply by 0.3.
So you want to see that the top.
Sure, okay. You're gonna put this number that you get into both your cost of sales and your expenses. Same number in both.
The first one is the, expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so you divide by 0.7.
Yeah.
Multiply by 0.15, that is your expenses and your cost of sales. You're putting that same number in both.
Got it. Okay. Team, you're supposed to put it in monthly.
No, that's your. That's not your goal.
Oh, let's write down a, like, I have an example.
If you do it right, you should see on the side, it should show if you're a solo agent, it should show 70% profit, 50% expenses, 50% cost of sales. If you're a team, it should show 40% profit, 30% expenses, 30% cost of sales. That's good enough. This is where you should see it. Right down here.
Isn't this cool? Everybody's done it? Who needs help doing it? It doesn't take much time. You have us.
I'm confused.
Yes.
So for my budget, as a team, if it goes 400K, I'm dividing by 0.4, right? That's like $1 million. That's our expenses gonna be $1 million. That makes no sense. Oh, got it.
Okay, you're dividing and then multiplying that number. What's your example? Hector, go up.
This doesn't make sense. Yeah, use mine as an example. The 400K, you divide that, right?
Ask all the questions, guys.
By 0.4, that's $1 million. Right? And I'm multiplying that by 0.3.
That's $1 million?
Mm-hmm. 300,000. So you're saying my expenses have to be 300,000?
Yes.
That's what I'm not understanding.
Your expenses are gonna be 300,000, your cost of sales is gonna be 300,000.
Yes.
That'd be in the red though. If I'm.
No, you're
profiting.
You're profiting 400,000.
Oh, okay.
Your GCI is 1 million.
Yeah.
That's how much commission you
To
need if
profit.
you want to profit 400,000.
You see how it's $1 million?
I'm thinking GCI, that's why.
No, this has to be a million. So this.
GCI, okay, we're starting here with profit because GCI means very little. If your expenses are eating it all up, if you're only walking home with 20,000, but you have $1 million GCI, but you've been busy this year.
Yeah.
But you didn't do much for your family.
That makes sense, okay. That's our GCI. Keyword profit. Goes in the back.
So basically, yes, when I put the added profit on command, do I? It's gonna go under that, right?
That's included in the.
In your pocket.
It's the same thing.
I mean, I entered, but I was just like, expenses. Because I'm looking at it. All right, how is the second page?
Don't be embarrassed by that. I had a
No,
look.
Jay, you're gonna have to help me.
Don't ask me right now. I can go the number right now.
It's the same that 12.
But they're working it backwards, but it makes sense. At the end of the day, profit is that's why I'm so.
You retire.
Yeah, once you get to your goal settings, it should take you.
Okay. So what you guys have the right now?
All right. I mean, I get the math and everything, it's just.
Hold on, I'll be right back, Tricia.
You have to divide it by 0.7. Well, you have the same goals. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you fix it.
So like the animals,
What the hell? You didn't make $6 million a month? I'm like, what?
Still confused right here.
I need your help. Okay.
This one will be simple. I'm trying to, I'm going back, so what do I want here?
So you do 150 here.
Okay, so I put 100, so that's it? They have 100.
No, you, I'll up around it.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
Oh, because that's gonna be divided, okay. 150 is gonna be divided in half. Oh, 30, okay.
So that's why it goes to be 150. So what else do you already put? So the expenses, yeah, there was, that's what it goes to. And that's what I'm gonna expenses or where? Okay, so it's up to that's it, right?
Yep, and I put that same number, it's probably the same processing.
Okay, okay. And then that's where it's gonna.
And then that's what this should say, 70, 15, 15.
Yeah, you would just do it on.
All right, yeah, thanks.
I wasn't here first time.
Yeah, you got it. You told me what to put, yeah.
You 50-50 because you knew for listening to wires.
Okay, 50-50. Makes sense.
All right, everybody, we'll have our numbers.
Let's go, let's go.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right, isn't this awesome?
Good, this is kind of what you should be seeing. You should be seeing 70, 15, 15 for the percentages if you're a solo, or 30, 30, 40 if you're a team. Now, I want you to move through. We're going to use the default conversion rates. For now, you can update these after if you have different conversion rates, but these are the basic conversion rates for most, which is 5% conversion for leads to contacts, 5% for contacts to appointments, and then 75% appointments. If kept appointments, 75%, kept appointments under contract, 75% under contract. Just, so. This, what you're just gonna hit next, and we're gonna set the goals. Sitting next from here.
Continue. Yes, yes, continue.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Honestly, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, what are we doing? Are you,
Continue, like,
Are you in your
continue
goals?
and set your goals. Okay.
yeah, I already said it,
Are you number seven?
I did, yeah.
Now, make sure, now that your goals are set, make sure you have 2023 goals set at the top, and then scroll down to the bottom.
No, it's no picture, we apologize. What your numbers is huge.
Once you have 2023 goals set at the top, you can scroll down to the bottom, and then change it on this middle graph right here. This one, change it to this month. And that's gonna give you how many leads you need to bring in every month, how many contacts you need to make every month, how many appointments you need to set, how many to keep, how many units you need to get under contract, and how many you need to close to reach your goal.
So you do have someone for the average commission and stuff?
Yeah, it was 10,000.
You'll wait, after you click continue, it goes to this.
Yeah, you're gonna continue to use their default conversion rate for it right now. You can go back in and set those individually.
Hold on,
Have
I'm
those
not.
numbers.
Not the other.
Go down. Yeah.
Whatever you calculated, did you do this right? There's no way to continue it. Okay. What's your goal?
I'm done.
Right now, so if you didn't put in an average commission, you need to go on to an average commission. The market average right now is about 10,000. That.
Yeah.
10,000 for listing and 10,000 to buy.
And then 4.5.
The average commission.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, that's kind of
All right, guys, for time's sake, everybody has a general number, right? Did everyone at least get to the screen to let them know how much DCI they have to make to net the number they wanted?
Yes.
Did you just close a bunch
of tabs?
All right, bring out your 135 worksheets. That's what it looks like. Okay, everything. Oh, and one more thing, one more thing, but just have us ready for the next thing. It's the 135, have us ready for the next segment. Did you have it?
All right. let's do a last tip before I hand this off
Last
to
tip,
Dana.
you have any other questions? You guys, last tip, pay attention, we can fix the mathematics afterwards, as long as you have the minimum amount you need to make this year, that's all you need, okay?
Absolutely, we'll sit down with each and every one of you to get them set up, we're struggling. We're
And then
leaving
we'll
today
have-
with these plans. Okay, so last tips, please make sure you have a separate bank account for your real estate business. Your business people, you should not be depositing your checks into your personal bank account, you're not gonna be able to track, it's all gonna be commingled, and it's gonna make a mess for you.
No, I'm asking who
Second,
needs
to go,
the,
make sure you're putting money aside for taxes.
Yep.
You are gonna have to pay taxes, so don't spend it like you're getting tax-free income, don't spend it like that's all yours, because some of it's gonna have to go to the government. Boo, but, yeah. Alright, last thing.
Average percent that you should be setting aside for taxes, average.
It's 20-25.
25% is each net.
And you should just set up.
Correct.
I would do 25% and then you just give yourself 10%.
Get yourself a corporation.
Alright, last thing before we go, 2023's already started, so we set these goals, you're seeing how many leads, how many contacts you need to make every month, that starts now. Should have started October 1st, but it starts now, you need to start making these contacts now if you want to reach these goals in 2023. We're already here, we're not waiting until January 1st to start doing this.
That's right.
Today.
Today, so they already know we're not chosen how many choices that they make weekly, they calculated it. For those of you having difficulties, hang tight, we'll help you figure that out. We already know how many commits to go on a day, a week, right? So get your 135 sheet out, and at the top of the 135, you can write down now that you guys know how much money is gonna save on your life, right? You get these elements that, you write that goal at the very top. For the very top, for me, business objective goals, you guys want the income goal. You guys know the income goal now? Want me to calculate it? Make sure you write that at the very top.
yeah.
The main business objective is your income
That's
goal.
your manual. So like check this one.
Your profit. GCI?
Yeah, the main number you calculate, so I'm gonna have to make 250K this year to fund my life the way I want. Mine would say 250K on top, and then I can break it down.
Alright, so now write down 3 goals that you need to get to reach your objective.
Alright guys, so the top is the very top is the main goal, right? I wanna share something with you guys, really quickly. This 135 sheet is all Gary Keller uses. Every single multimillionaire that I met last week had this, a digital version on their phone or paper copy. This is our market center 135. So as a market center, the way that we function and run the day-to-day operations here, you guys should be doing the same for your businesses. This is literally for KW the Lakes. We have a profit goal at the very top, right? How many realtors is for mine? So we have the OP's goal and my goal right underneath. This is something that really is implemented, and take this seriously for yourselves in the next year because it's all in one sheet. So for us, we have our owner profit goal, and then for me as a team leader, how many agents I want to get to, right? So we have our goal at the very top. So what are 3 strategies to achieve the goal? What are 3 strategies for you guys? It could be anything. It's up to you. I'm not gonna give you the answer. So a strategy going to be. I can't tell that I'm coaching. What are 3 strategies that you guys need to implement? And then those 3 strategies become the next 3 goals and we become tactics. This is literally your business, 1-page business plan is what this is, guys.
think one of my strategies would be to
So lead generation would be a good one for me. Events might be another one for me.
Yeah.
Marketing. Video, maybe social media is one of mine. Maybe possible, maybe like social media is one of mine or something. Events are one of mine.
Yes. Being main goals to achieve this. And the strategies that go to achieve each of those to ultimately achieve.
Hey Jay,
Yeah.
question, I'm sorry if you already said this, but
Don't worry.
so you put your goal and then the 3 goals to achieve it, that's like.
That's 3 strategies. So
Okay,
it's main goal
it's just 3
top,
goals
the
on
3
each
strategies.
goal.
I know, I apologize, I put out the wrong one, but it's the same. thing.
Okay, and then where it says goal 1, goal 2, goal 3,
Those
that's
are the
actually
3
strategies.
strategies, yes.
Okay.
To get to that.
I apologize, this is a KW Lakes one that I made, but I couldn't find it this morning, so it's the same time.
I just wanna make sure I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 1 main goal, 3 strategies will be long, like paragraphs, so you guys have sentences, narrow down to 1 word for goal 1, 2, and 3.
And then
Like grow.
which one down into the and then the strategies for each the element. Okay.
Question, so,
Like maybe one of them is, maybe one of your goals could be time blocking.
so it's essentially the same thing.
That's the same thing, it's the same thing. But some people usually write like a fairly, like a sentence, so you narrow down to 1 word for goal 1, 2, 3. But it's all 3 strategies, I apologize, one template, the same concept. I wanted you guys to have something. So it's 3 strategies and then, 5 tactics for each one, so. I know it says something different in your paper, Jeff. I even had some agents for where goal number 1 is to do self-reflection time, so focus on themselves. So even had one agent said focus on me for number 1, for number 2, they wrote, command. And for number 3, they wrote time blocking, that was their thing. So then, for an example of that, guys, if my goal number 1 is to focus on me, what are 5 strategies that I could do? 1, I'm gonna go to the gym. 2, I'm gonna read 1 self-development book a week for a month, right? I'm gonna, take 1 self-love day a week, like something silly like that, because that's the real goal. If it's command, maybe you guys need to teach a class on it. Right, maybe you guys like run a campaign for January. If it's time blocking, what's the first thing that you would do on for number 1? My goal is time blocking. One of my strategies would be block off family birthdays. So it's just 5 strategies to achieve that 1 goal. If that makes sense. The mini goals. And these are small things you have to check in on yourself in weekly, so the full business. Like our strategy as a market center, just so you guys know, we're very transparent about how we run our business here, is our 3 strategies are growth, education, and retention. And that's what I think we do really well here is all of it. So we focus on growth, right, of the market center. Our education, having guest speakers, well fielding, having our calendars, having trainings, and going to classes like this. For growth, we have our career nights, we have an amazing resource school. So that was under growth for us, education, and retention, it's our personal stuff. For you guys, pretty much it. And this is something that you guys can take home and I make it prettier. I have an actual KW, second one, I think we have it on the website. I'll give it to you. I have an actual KW one that just has 1 goal, 3 strategies, and 5 tactics. It's a lot better layout. I just didn't have the right one. I just wanted to so it's cuter. That's one that I made. Any other questions, guys? So who wants to start really quick? How much money me what they're gonna make in 2023. Stand up. Who's gonna read their top goal for me? Come on, guys. What's your top goal? Let's pick on people.
142.
Your goal is 142? Awesome. What are your three strategies?
I'm walking. I don't know if setting schedule is the same thing, but just setting schedule and focusing on.
So setting schedule is definitely time.
Time blocking.
Yeah. It's okay. Give you time to think. You can think of a third thing that's gonna actually help you. That's actually really good. Good job. Maybe you're more, maybe it's something newer, it is.
Yeah. Oh,
It could be.
thank you.
Yeah, it could be. So, did you do the tool properly? On the computer, the command? Were you able to do it all?
Yeah.
So to get 100, you said 150K?
142.
So to get 142, how many appointments did they go on a week? Yeah.
I think it's 30 appointments set 46.
For the year.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm looking at
Did anyone tell me right now who has it?
It's giving you the annual.
Yeah,
Or you
let's
can
do
switch it,
Actually, you can switch it to a month.
put it in this month where it says this year, put this month.
There you go. Sorry. So Aurora, what is your goal?
It's really loud though. I really don't know. So appointments set.
Yeah. So, you guys, so to make 142,000, you have to set 4 appointments a month.
Yes.
How many is that a week? How many is that a day? What's your conversion rate gonna be as a newer agent? A little bit lower, right? So think about that. So how many appointments? For me to get 4 solid appointments a month, I can do 2 things to get that. I can work on my conversion or I can get more appointments. Going back into the job as a realtor, practicing what to say, right? So I can go, maybe my conversion is not that great as a newer agent, so maybe I do have to set 25 appointments for that month to get 4 solid ones that actually meet with me. 4 deals.
Oh, he can share now.
Yay!
So what am I sharing?
So, what's your big goal for the year?
Hold on. Well, what I'm seeing right now, what's in front of me is like, it's pretty cool, I've never seen it, but it shows how many leads we need to get, how many contacts, how many appointments.
Yes,
and
that's okay. Yeah.
So
So
which one of all of this do you want to know?
what's your income goal for the year?
I don't see that.
Right here, is that the green?
No, that's a profit.
What's your profit goal?
It says 300,000, I am putting something different though, but 300,000.
Okay, 300,000. So how many leads do you have to get?
94,815.
How many appointments have to set?
Appointments, 237.
So how many, that's for the year? So you need to set 237 appointments. You can go down to monthly.
Yep.
So monthly, how many appointments do you have to get?
Just divide it by 12.
It'll give you the option.
Kind of cool, right? 59 appointments?
No, it's right. No.
Oh, you're great.
Divide it by-
Do it. Great. It's kind of cool though, then we can have a higher level conversation, like my goal next year. 19 a month. There you go. So if you wanna make 300K, all you have to do is set 19 appointments a month.
That's it?
That's it. How many a week? It's 20 divided by 4. You guys are smart.
4.93 or 5.
Yeah, so 5 appointments a week. So 1 a day. So you're telling me I can set 1 appointment a day, 5 a week, right? And I can make 300K that year, and you keep this up and keep those numbers? Absolutely. Numbers don't money, guys. Remember, if you set more appointments or you're working on your conversion. 2 things will happen. You either meet with more people or just get better at converting the ones that you are in front of.
What's the formula? What's the formula? It's based off of the economic model.
So the MRA.
So,
But do you know the formula?
yeah, so like, it's based off of like, if you want this profit,
Yeah.
if you read the MREA, like, if you model your business off of that, you should be bringing in 70% income, 15% going to cost of sales, 15% going to expenses. From there, we're looking at, okay, so this is the GCI you need to make.
Yeah.
In order to make this GCI, you need to close this many units, so that's the based off of your average
how do you guys afford it? To find out,
I'm giving you the, this is like all the
This is a
steps to the
formula.
formula.
but it's in the computer. You just have to link
Yeah,
it.
you just put it in the computer, and the
Yes.
computer does all these calculations. for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, but not, so.
You can
We
read
can
that
sit
already.
down, like. Break it down.
Isn't it on the class itself, the P and L class?
Yeah, but she's not gonna read it.
Oh.
We also have a.
Maybe we can fix that.
Right, that's what I was thinking, you know what, it's, I
No,
got one
what's
word
the
in mind
context?
right now, we can
What's
get
the
to
command
that.
right now?
But his thing is so much easier and clearer, I think.
Yeah.
What?
This is your. So we will, I'll do another class for that, we're gonna do agent financials in November, December.
Well, really quick,
Not long enough, someone's.
But to do the formula. Okay, so if we start with. Say you wanted 100,000. We're gonna divide that by 0.7. This is gonna give you. Yeah.
Yeah, this been good, work for time, you guys learned a lot today.
Yes.
Goals are so important, you guys. Setting stuff up.
That's the topic you want? This is what she's got. What would you say your answer is?
Oh, yeah. We'll have our sponsor come on in. Long time after, close to basketball. Yep. Now, I'll give you guys the vocabulary. I'm sorry.
So 14.3. Now, that's 14.3. And combine that. Divide that by 0.75. Under contract.
Divided by how many? The numbers are here. So really soon that you guys have any sheets, right? So this is from Bold, this is like a good way to select names and contact type sheet copies. And this has like a full week at a glance, like equipment, measures, and items to command, and total about contacts. Really cool stuff being built by Sophia. Yeah, I have a customized, should have. Did you get them? So you get copies of them. So this is kind of cool, because it makes you live off once a day. Yeah.
Oh, it's just. Oh, so you would put it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have those ones. Yeah. I'm gonna just, here's the oh, the type of
Yeah,
okay, yeah. I'll give it yours.
That was 135?
Are you trying to connect? Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys
guys enjoy lunch. I'm not gonna keep you long. When you're ready to go, ready to implement all the knowledge that you've received today. You guys have been in great hands and success team. So if you don't know, my name is Jennifer.